All right, so you got quarterbacks, running backs, and kickers.
You know what? I forgot to do the kickers, but I already know them off the top of my head.
It's fine.
I have them here.
We're doing the top pickups of the week, right?
I wrote a little thing
You
myself.
Okay. Yeah. You can do the intro. We can kind of just whatever. Every other show or something like that.
Yeah. Apparently the letter L. I just found that out.
That makes sense though. L for like.
Yeah. Can literally just sit here while we're going along and hold it down.
Okay. We're specifically just doing like pickups for the week for each of those.
Pickups, you can, if you want to, say someone you don't think you want anybody to play. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wombo Combo Show, episode number 28. My name is Ben Kepler.
I'm Ben Yukonis. We're this 28 episodes already?
Yeah,
Holy
dog. We're
shit.
getting along here.
Wow.
28. Glad to have you guys here. If you're watching live, if you're listening on YouTube recording or on Spotify, what's up? How you doing today? We're going to cover a good bit of stuff. It's the semis for fantasy football.
We're in semis now.
I hope you guys made it. Hope you guys are still competing for that crown, getting some money, hopefully. Brock, we see it here live in chat, dude. I would go with Wilson, man, and then Skinny. I would probably go with Tyreek or Neighbors. Probably Tyreek most. Pickens is injured, man.
Yeah.
Really sucks.
He might be out again.
It's a Saturday game, so
Yeah.
short notice. So I would probably stray away from Pickens this week. Guys, let's break down into these games. We're going to do them pretty quickly. There's a lot of games that some of these teams don't really matter anymore. They're really just fighting for their playoff or for their draft spot, not really for a playoff spot. So we're gonna skim through these real quick. We'll give you a couple highlights from each game, and then we're gonna move more into focusing on fantasy football because of where we're at in the year.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everybody's got their P's and Q's together. It's
it's
100%
big time crunch time for fantasy.
Well, here, I'll start. I'm going to take this first game, a little bit of a boring one, and then, Ben, why don't you take the one after? This is the Commanders and the Saints game. Now, this game, biggest highlight out of this game, I would say, is you had Jake Hayner starting. He didn't look good at all. Daniels did play pretty well. Marshawn Lattimore got his first game as a Commander, which was cool to see against his former team. Biggest news, though, is Kamara has a groin injury. Something to follow up if you have him in fantasy football for this week. Kamara is known for playing through injuries regardless. He doesn't care. Guy likes the ball out.
Yep.
So what I would say, guys, is keep an eye on that situation. I'm leaning towards I think Kamara will play, but who knows at this point in time. It's a Monday night game, and it's only Tuesday, so we've got a good 6 days before we'll find out.
Yeah, he's got a longer week to recover. So
They haven't done their official practice either, so
okay.
because of that, so that's another reason why. He's getting looked at by a couple different people before he makes a decision. Commanders won that game 20-19. End of the game, they tried to go for a 2-point conversion to win it. The Saints did, and no bueno. Commanders walk it off. So Commanders still making a playoff push. What's the next game we got here, Ben?
So next game we got another kind of boring-ish game. Kansas City Chiefs against the Browns. Chiefs won this one 21-7. Big news out of this one: Patrick Mahomes.
End of the game.
End of the game, hurt his ankle. Was there an update on his status yet? Or?
It's looking like, from what Andy Reid said, that they are confident moving forward with Wentz if they need to, which is like a red flag for me that if you're talking about him,
then
he's
gonna
probably playing.
Yeah. So I would watch that all week, see if Mahomes is going to play or not.
Short week again. They play on Saturday.
They do. They also play on Saturday.
So that's another one to like really red flag, guys. I personally, if I had Patrick Mahomes fantasy football, dog, I would be putting him on the bench regardless. He's going to be demobilized with his ankle, and that's been something that's been holding him together is his mobility in the pocket to make a play happen.
Yeah.
You're
And
losing
yeah,
that.
He
So,
is losing that. So I just want to highlight Jerry Jeudy. He's now top 5 in receiving yards for the year.
I don't mean to be
Which
a
is
Debbie Downer
wild.
on him, but here's the issue moving forward with Jerry Jeudy. The Browns have announced they are no longer starting Jameis
Yeah,
Winston.
no, his stock goes way down.
Yes,
now.
so DTR, I think, turns Jerry Jeudy from a wide receiver 1 to
To
a
like-
wide receiver 4.
Yeah, no,
like
you're-
legit.
yeah,
that
no,
really
but
sucks.
I saw that yesterday, and that he's 5th in the league in receiving yards. Like,
Dude, he was my diamond in the rough. He's the reason why I ended up with a bye week in playoffs for fantasy football
nice.
because of Jerry Jeudy just coming out of nowhere and being great. Yeah, but with DTR coming in, and this isn't hate on DTR. He's a very athletic guy. He is not Winston, though, when it comes to being a slinger of the football.
no, he's not.
It's just not what he does.
So
Second big news about that Browns game, Nick Chubb broke his foot. He is done for the season.
yeah, he did. Yeah,
He's out.
done.
So fire up Jerome Ford in that offense. Looks like moving forward, it might be Jerome Ford. I'll cover that a little bit later in our fantasy football talk.
Yeah.
Next game we're going to cover here. This is the Bengals and Titans. Bengals headed to Tennessee, crushed the Titans. Now, what I do want to say, though, is it was a turnover fest in this game.
Yeah.
During the game, fourth quarter-ish, you see the head coach of the Bengals, like, what's his name again? Taylor?
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor. Zach goes over and he's talking to Joe, and he's like trying to console him, like, "Hey, man, we're winning the game. We're beating them." And Joe's like, "F that, dude. We should have crushed them. We suck today. We should have beat them by 80." And yeah, so that kind of gives you what the mood is in the Bengals locker room. Joe Burrow is not happy with some parts of that offense. The offensive line is leaky. Defense doesn't seem to hold up against.
Yeah,
absolutely
he hasn't had a good offensive line there.
No,
They've tried.
Yeah, they've keep getting
They get
tackles.
Orlando
every year.
Brown or Orlando Brown Jr.
Yeah, that's who they picked up this year.
Picked up him. They've drafted a couple guys. They drafted that Mims
out of
kid from Georgia.
No, not is he? No, he's not Georgia.
Yeah,
he
it was Georgia.
Mississippi.
No, it's Georgia.
Oh, okay. Okay, well,
He was on the
way.
other side of Project Jones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just with the Bengals, they're still making a playoff push, but
They're trying.
They're trying. With that defense, though, it just like 27 points by the Titans and Mason Rudolph playing after Will Levis, had like 4 or 5 turnovers in the first half, and you still only won by 10. Little sketchy.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Only thing I want to mention about the Titans is Pollard really inefficient, and it looks like Tajay Spears is really coming out in the backfield as a receiving back. So take a look at that. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Who we got next on our ballot?
So next we got the Miami Dolphins, who went to Houston to face the Houston Texans. Miami lost this one. We were both wrong on this.
Yeah, we were.
From our prediction. Miami lost 20-12.
Just not a very, in this game, not very good offensive play. Producer Paul was watching this game alongside with me. We were kind of texting back and forth, and he goes, "Dude, how is Tua like a top 5 quarterback in the league and also a bottom 5 quarterback in the league all at the same time?" And I agree with him. If you watch this game in crucial moments, do you know Derek Stingley Jr., the cornerback for the Texans?
Yeah.
He came up with interceptions that absolutely destroyed the Dolphins' chances. In the fourth quarter, he had a big one. He had one earlier in the game as well. Tua, one of his less accurate games. I just want to check on that, what his actual 29 of 40. I mean, not terrible, but 3 interceptions
And only
1 touchdown.
and only
and 200
196.
yards, less than 200
Yeah,
yards.
that's 200 yards on 29 completions.
Not a great game by him, especially when you look on the other side. Stroud also under 150 yards, but 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
And their leading rusher was Ogunbowale. And that was on 1 carry for 35. Joe Mixon
Just couldn't
shut down in this game.
Yeah.
He absolutely was.
So
next game we'll cover
Jonnu
here.
Smith though was still
Jonnu
top.
Smith.
He's tight end number 1.
12 points by the Dolphins, and he still had a good fantasy
He was
day.
still
So,
tight end number 1 for the week.
yeah, you can't complain. You can't complain. You've been right about Jonnu Smith. Second half of the year, he's probably been the diamond in
On
the rough
fire.
tight end.
He's been on fire.
Absolutely. This next one, real quick, we'll cover it because this wasn't even a football game. I think that at this point in time, you could probably put, Ohio State out there and they would beat the Giants. To be completely
You
honest.
think they're that bad?
Oh man, they're so bad. I mean, they're better than the Raiders because they have more young, talented players.
Yes,
But
and they did score more points
I
than the Raiders did.
yeah, they did. But I mean, they're pretty bottom tier at this point in time with what's going on. The Ravens looking good. Hill is looking good as a pass catcher.
Yeah.
Out of the backfield, regardless of Derrick Henry being there. He actually had a better fantasy day than Derrick Henry,
Yep.
which is kind of surprising if you think about it. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns in this game. Still making his push to say that he should be the MVP.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a battle between
Josh
him and
Allen
Josh.
is not making it easy for him.
No. He has
all.
like, 12 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks or
crazy.
something like that?
It's insane.
But, yeah, for the Giants, they're really fighting with the Raiders, mostly for first pick in the draft. Not really sure that Shedeur Sanders wants to go there. From what I've heard, I've been listening to some Giants podcasts. Looks like they're excited about Cam Ward. So maybe
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the route that
Good
they'll
for
end up
Miami.
going. But for the Ravens, they're making a playoff push a little bit behind the Steelers. They got a one-up this week by the Steelers losing to the Eagles.
Yeah.
And the Ravens taking the
and,
win.
yeah, we'll
Who we
get to
got
that.
next, dude?
So next we got the Jets and the Jags. Another game we were wrong on.
Yeah.
So the New York Jets went into Duval and beat the Jags 32-25. Aaron Rodgers had
Pretty.
a revitalized day.
I'll say this: he had a good day. His ass was saved by Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah, Devontae Adams went off. Let's
Yeah.
just look at his stats.
Yeah,
real
Devontae
quick.
Adams went off.
He had 9 catches, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So if you look at that, if it wasn't Devontae Adams, only 91 passing yards went to anyone else other
Yeah.
than Devontae
He literally had
Adams.
2/3 of the passing yards.
Yeah, he dominated in this football game. I will say, opposite side of the field though, our boy BTJ
Had just as impressive numbers.
he had as impressive numbers: 10 catches, 100 yards, over 100 yards.
Only 105 yards, but
still,
still had 2
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Here's the difference between the two guys, though. One has Aaron Rodgers, who he's played with for decades.
Yeah.
And the other one has Macaroni
Mac
Jones.
Jones. So, I mean, and without his 2 interceptions, I mean, his stats would look pretty
Mac
good.
Jones didn't have a terrible day either. I can't lie to you.
So, but,
Next game.
Next
oh,
game.
man. Dude, this was supposed to be the game that the Panthers were supposed to win. Vegas
Yeah.
had them as the favorite, and, man, did they not come through.
Nope.
Dallas's defense kind of dominated the day. Chuba Hubbard, bad day for fantasy football. He had a slow afternoon. Obviously, Jonathan Brooks is out for the season. Probably should have never been playing. Probably should have just left him out for the year, man.
Probably.
Guy's an elite talent. You need to let his knee completely heal up. Obviously, he's out. Leggett got injured in this game. He is out. Thielen was probably the number one guy when it comes to when it comes to who people started. But it ended up being your guy who you called who ended up doing the best. This is Jalen Coker, guys.
Yep.
He ended up with 4 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. He was the best fantasy play on the Panthers on this occasion.
They like
Obviously,
him down in Carolina.
He's good. Why not? Why not? If you're able to make 110 yards on 4 catches, I know he had a real long one for the touchdown, and that's how he got most of his yards. But who cares?
Hey, man, big
who
plays.
cares? The rest of your offense is not very much. Adam Thielen is our age, so I mean he's not going to be playing
Yeah.
football very much longer. His contract's up this year, I believe. Panthers, though, of the bad teams, have the highest bright side, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're going to be better next year.
I think they're going to be better next year. I don't think Bryce Young is the greatest quarterback in the world, but I think that you're seeing improvement out of him, at least enough to be, see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe in the future.
There is hope for Bryce Young. So
Tiny bit.
So the next game we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who went to L.A.
This one hurts
to
me.
face the Chargers.
This one hurts me, man.
Yeah, it did because you sat Baker Mayfield.
I did. I sat Baker Mayfield, guys. I played Brock Purdy. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have even had to watch watch football in the afternoon. I would have, but I mean, I wouldn't have had to. I ended up losing because I played Brock Purdy.
So, and
Trust in
Baker
Baker,
Mayfield
guys.
Baker Mayfield threw for 4 touchdowns when Brock Purdy threw for how many touchdowns?
He didn't even have 100 yards, I don't think. Let's not talk about
So,
Brock Purdy, all right? I hate it.
So, guys, if you listen to our advice and sat Bucky Irving, we're sorry.
Yeah, he was a game time decision. So I wouldn't say that we necessarily said sit him. We said have a plan.
Yeah, have a
if
plan.
He doesn't play. He ended up playing and doing well. So, I mean, the guy who did the best, though.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
9 catches.
And you called that.
Yeah, Mike
You're
Evans.
the one who called that. Or you mentioned it. You're like, what did he do? Like over 100 yards, couple touchdowns?
He needs them every
So-
week. He wants to break 1,000 yards, guys. And Mike Evans is going to push his ass off in order to do
I think
so.
he'll get it. I think he's going to get it.
159 yards this game, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He gives a nice boost to our boy Jalen on the other side.
Yeah,
What's his
Jalen
last
McMillan.
name?
McMillan.
McMillan. Yeah. Out of Washington. He's a come up player as well moving forward. But we'll cover fantasy football here in a minute. Next game. Oh man, I can't believe I landed on the Colts game. What a great game to land on. I've been battling Colts fans for a couple weeks here, guys. I think I proved my point here. First half of this football game, I will say, Colts looked good. They had the game under control. I believe it was 13-10.
Yeah,
at
Bo Nix
halftime.
wasn't perfect. He had all 3 of his interceptions were in the first half.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my buddies, and he was like, how come every time Red Zone turns to this game, it's just Bo Nix throwing another interception? I was like, dude, I don't know. Big thing out of this game I did want to talk about was Jonathan Taylor. He got a breakaway run, ran the entire way down the field, dropped the ball at the goal line before crossing. This is not the first time he has done that either.
No, when are people going to learn? Just carry the ball,
Carry it in,
into
spike
the
it. I
end
don't care.
zone.
Get a penalty.
You know,
Kick it
like
in. What? Like
hold on to the ball. Like if you're going to score a touchdown like that, just hold on to the ball and just give it to the ref. Make sure you actually scored, and then celebrate all you want. But like, just if you're going to drop the ball, make sure you freaking scored.
Yeah, I can't lie. That drop fumble, because, I mean, it fumbled into the end zone, obviously, and went to the Broncos and didn't count for 6 points. That was the major morale killer.
It happened twice yesterday.
Who else did it?
Or did it happen twice?
Who was the other person you thought did it?
I thought someone, Cincy, the Colts guy.
Yeah, it's just Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, no, there was 2 of them.
Oh, I don't remember who the other one is. I was watching this game, so I remember.
Yeah, no,
this
it was
one.
Cincy. It wasn't. It was like he was about to do a pick 6.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. It was it was one of their cornerbacks.
Thank you, producer Paul.
And that's funny because that's what I was just about to mention. Is the only time that you ever see somebody drop the ball at the line is usually a pick 6, and the guy is so excited that he drops it, and he's a cornerback, so he doesn't really run into the end zone very often.
But it happened twice. Which is
so
wild.
What a fluke week. Jonathan Taylor, not a good look, man. Got to keep it together, buddy. Cortland Sutton had a touchdown. I like Cortland Sutton moving forward. He's someone we'll cover later because he's playing on Thursday night.
Yep.
Ben, why don't you take this next game? I called this as an upset by the Patriots. They didn't pull it off.
No, they did not pull this off. The Patriots went to Arizona. They faced the Cardinals. They lost 30-17. I don't really know much about this game.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. The guy in this game who was the greatest was James Conner.
Yeah,
and
James
he
Conner
really came through for me. I thought James Conner was going to end up helping me fix my mistake of having Cooper Kupp get. I mean, not my mistake. Who thought Cooper Kupp was going to get a 0?
Yeah, no one did. So
I thought that he would make up for it. Not enough. He did end up having like 30 points in fantasy football. He was used on the ground a lot. At over 100 yards. He was using the air as well. Trey McBride is so consistent.
he's consistent.
He's so consistent.
He's been the most consistent tight end this year.
Yeah, you thought that maybe MHJ was going to cut into him this year at the beginning of the season because he's such a star talent. That is not what ended up happening.
No.
He doesn't really I don't know. Which wide receiver do you think is the best one out of the rookie class? I'm going to say it's BTJ.
Yeah.
Or Lad McConkey.
It's either I would go BTJ over McConkey just by a hair.
Just by a hair?
Yeah.
I think that Neighbors is a clear third. I think that he's 4th.
Yeah,
MHJ.
No, I agree.
I honestly do. Drake May, not a bad game in this game. He was pretty accurate. I did want to mention that because, rookie quarterback, you want to see if he is doing well, even though they're losing, and he's doing not bad.
Yeah, no, he's not doing bad.
I mean, he's accurate. He's dumping the ball down a lot to tight ends and running backs, but whatever. I mean, It's not the worst. I landed on a great game to talk about
Yes, you
next.
did. Yes,
I
you
sure did. Big note to talk about here. This is the Bills taking on the Detroit Lions. I kind of got into a little bit of talks with some people about whether it's Josh Allen, Lamar, or if it's Lamar Jackson. And what I really wanted to point out is that they said, oh, well, Lamar had 5 touchdowns this week and Josh Allen didn't. And I said, yeah, Josh Allen didn't have, 5 touchdowns this week, but he had 6 last week, and he just beat a 11-1 team.
He had 4.
Yeah, and he had 4. So it's just like, I mean, what's more impressive, Lamar against the Giants or Josh Allen versus the Detroit Lions? This is an easy answer. It doesn't matter if the Detroit Lions defense is damaged. It's against the Detroit Lions. It's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Covering this game a little bit, we had Kincaid come back. He was the number 1 targeted wide receiver or, skill player on the team. Big game out of James Cook. He had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards on the ground. Also, the biggest news out of this game is Monty will be done for the season.
He's done for the year.
Jahmyr Gibbs to the moon.
Skyrocketed.
So we'll see how that goes. I do not want to take away. I know they lost, but Jared Goff had a pretty dang good game. He almost had 500 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. Crazy stat for you here. Ready?
Yeah.
Jared Goff has lost a game where he had 5 touchdowns. Jared Goff has won a game where he has 5 interceptions.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
I saw that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
what a
that's
weird
wild.
stat.
That is absolutely wild.
It's a weird one. Next game,
So,
you got it.
The next game,
Terrible.
we got the PA rivalry.
Blech.
Steelers went all the way across the state to Philly to play the Eagles. They lost this game,
Haven't won there
27-13.
since the 60s.
They're really missing Pickens out there, man.
Dude,
On offense, they're really missing Pickens.
they're really missing Pickens. And then I did want the one thing I want to mention about this game. I'll let you take the rest of it. The one thing I wanted to mention, Najee Harris bottled up, and not only bottled up.
You took my rant.
Oh, that's
Go
your
ahead.
rant.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no,
Do
the thing I wanted to mention is that
I'll
after
still
that,
rant.
after that fumble, the Steelers weren't on offense like ever again.
Yeah, no.
Like I feel like they had like 2 minutes
especially,
offense.
No, that was the last drive they had was when they should have went for it on 4th down, and they punted the ball instead. And then the Eagles just had a 9-yard drive or 9-minute drive.
Yeah, and just ran the whole
ran the
game
ball
out.
ran the clock
But,
out.
Yeah, go ahead. You take the rest
but
of
my
this
point.
game.
All right, so Najee Harris, right? This is why the Pittsburgh Steelers did not pick up his 5th-year option. He's slow. He has no vision.
Yeah.
His best attribute is a stiff arm, but
And
he'll
roll.
still get tackled while stiff arming somebody.
Yeah.
He's just, for a first-round pick, I think it was a total complete bust.
If he's a 2nd-round pick, I wouldn't be saying that.
Okay, maybe not a total bust because he has gotten 1,000 yards each season rushing the
Yeah,
ball.
I mean, he's
But
talented.
He's talented, but he's not like he wasn't worthy of that 1st-round pick, and he's not worthy of the 5th-year option.
No,
So
I think
that's
you
just-
covered it pretty well with what you just said on his vision, because like you can see when Najee's running that you're like, bro, go there.
Yeah,
What? Speed up.
yeah, like,
Run.
There's been plays where like there's the hole, and then he runs into the back of the line.
Like hit
what
the
are
A
you
gap.
doing?
A gap's open.
Ah.
No, he does a juke move in the backfield, hits the C gap, runs behind the right tackle, and falls on his back for 3 yards.
Yeah. So
I don't love that. I agree
but-
with you.
But for the Eagles wise, Barkley was shut down. He only had 60-some yards rushing.
Yeah, he got hurt.
65 yards rushing.
But
They shut him
19
down.
carries.
19 carries. But A.J. Brown had a good day. Devonta Smith had a good day,
Dude,
too.
the big thing was that in the Philly media was, they're not throwing the ball.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown.
And then they threw the ball all over us.
Yeah, they threw the ball all over the Steelers. Dante Jackson got injured in this game for you Yinzer fans out there, so that's something to look for this week as we take on the Ravens. We're going to be a little bit weaker in the backfield. Also, the Steelers were without starting safety, Deshaun Elliott, in this game.
Yeah, he was out.
You could
as
tell
well.
that the defense missed him
they
in the
missed-
pass game.
They missed him, too.
He's great. Deshaun Elliott, we love you, man. But that's somebody we should try to DM and get on our show. Wouldn't that be a cool? He's a character.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
Right?
Deshaun Elliott, if you ever
That
see
would be
this,
sick.
please come on our podcast. We think it would be dope, dude. Next game I'm going to cover here. This is a possible playoff game. We
Yeah.
can see this matchup again. This was a really fun game to watch, in my opinion. I enjoyed watching this football game. This was the Packers taking on the Seahawks. Guys, this was Sunday night, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was a
Sunday night game. You got to see Jaden Reed get a little bit back into it. He was used
Little
a
bit.
little bit. He had 9 fantasy points, half PPR, and for me, who was forced to play him, I'll take that more than a 0 that he got the
yeah,
week
for sure.
before.
I'll take that. I'll always take that over a 0.
Yeah, we had Romeo Dubes come back in this game after his concussion.
day.
He had a good day. He had 2 touchdowns?
2.
Yeah, he had
had
2
2
touchdowns in his return. I would say if you're looking moving forward, I kind of feel like that everybody on the Green Bay Packers is worth having on your fantasy roster, but not all of them are worth putting in your fantasy lineup.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Does that make
Agreed,
sense?
yeah.
Other side of the football, it was for the Seahawks, it was really Jackson Smith Najigba with I couldn't get it out, with 10 catches, 83 yards, and then you had Zach Charbonnet filling in for K9. He only had 8 carries, but he had 54 yards and a
Came
touchdown
back down
on
to
that.
earth. Came back down to earth.
No 30-point game.
Yeah, he came
So,
back down to earth.
Packers
For sure.
obviously a way better defense, so you kind of expected that. Ben, why don't you
Yeah.
take this first Monday night game, and I'll take the boring one.
I mean, they were both kind of boring.
They both
honestly.
were kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie.
But this first one, the Chicago Bears went into Minnesota to play the Vikings. The Vikings won this one 30-12. They were in command
Pretty easily.
the entire game.
Yeah.
They made Caleb Williams really look like a rookie.
Dude,
Uh,
yeah. I got to ask you this. 5 years in the future, is Caleb Williams still on the Bears?
5 years from now?
Yeah, like if this is 4 years from now. So
4
the end of
yeah,
his
so
5th-year contract
so
potential.
4 years from now. Is he still with the Bears? Man,
Yeah, right?
that's hard.
He's the only quarterback who hasn't
I'm
progressed this season.
gonna say yes.
Yeah?
I'm gonna say yes.
You think they stick to their guns and they
I'm
try to make it with
I
this?
think they stick to their guns because I think Keenan Allen's only there for this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think once he's gone, that's gonna
It's going to free up a lot of
it's
money.
gonna free up a lot of free up more targets for DJ Moore and
Dunze.
Roman Dunze.
Yeah.
So there'll be less mouths to feed
Okay.
uh,
I can see that as something.
and whatnot. So and plus, depending, we got to see who they get as their next head coach too.
Yeah, the head coach who's the interim is not
He's not very good.
he's not very
Not
good.
very good
He's
head
not
coach.
changing the culture at all.
He's not a very good head coach.
No. Another thing I want to mention is, yes, the offensive line for the Bears is absolutely abysmal.
Yes.
The line for the Vikings is very good.
Yes.
Vikings defense in general is just very good. But like I was saying, you've seen Bryce Young get a little bit better. You've seen Bo Nix get better. You've seen Jaden Daniels get better this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all these rookie quarterbacks, you've seen them get better. You know
and-
which one hasn't?
Caleb
Williams. Everything that you said, when he got drafted, is he going to be able to overcome this? Is he going to get better at this?
Mm-hmm.
None of those
So-
has it changed from college days.
I mean, he has shown flashes in a pan
right.
that he can be elite
Yes.
in this league.
In some games,
So
yes.
in some games he's done it, but it's just he needs an offensive line. He needs a good head coach.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think
he's in a bad. The Bears are in a bad spot right now. But I mean, they've always been in a bad spot. So
Yeah, not gonna
is
lie.
that going to change? They're the Jets of the NFC.
that's a good comparison. They are the Jets of the NFC. And one thing I will say is I think that you hit on it correctly. I think that the one thing that changes the Bears is a good head coach.
Yeah.
They come on.
So,
Eberflus
yeah.
was not a
The
good
last
head
time
coach.
they had a good head coach, they got to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman as their quarterback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was Lovie Smith.
Yeah, and was Lovie Smith also the first year for Mitch? Whenever Mitch did really good, or was it not him? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's just you see with the Bears,
Yeah, I don't know.
they have good things, and then they try to switch one small thing, and it just completely implodes on them.
Yeah.
Last game we're going to cover here, guys. That was a recap. Now this is the Atlanta Falcons and the Raiders in the snooze fest of the week. I'll tell you this. I needed Jacoby Myers to do something, and for 99.9% of the game, he had 0 points. But wait.
I thought he was going to throw up a dud.
But wait. At the end of the game, in the last 2 drives, he caught 5 catches for 59 yards. And I can't lie to you guys. That Hail Mary, the 2 Hail Marys they threw up,
Yeah.
I needed a touchdown on that in 2 different leagues, and I would have won both my matchups. I didn't. So
Yeah.
that was my big disappointment there. I will say, just a small recap of this game. I think Kirk Cousins is being benched. He was abysmal in this football game. Did not look very good.
Yeah, no.
Bijan Robinson was the highlight of this game with 22 carries for 125 yards. Desmond Ridder, man, I don't think even if AOC is not ready to come back this week, I don't think that they could possibly field Desmond Ridder again. He did not look good at all. And here's a big stat.
Yeah, no. He's
First
not a good
half,
quarterback.
he didn't target a single wide receiver
Yeah.
in the whole first half.
Mm-hmm.
And he had multiple passing attempts.
Yeah.
But another thing just to cover with
Also, and none of a lot of them didn't go to Brock Bowers either.
yeah, Brock Bowers had a very
He had
short
a real
game.
slow day.
Both pretty much everybody on the
So
Raiders
that-
is like and Brock Bowers
They
was a
should be
star.
getting Aiden O'Connell back next week. So
They say he's trending towards playing.
yeah, he almost played without practicing.
Yes, he was the emergency quarterback
Yeah,
for this
he almost
game.
played.
It's
so.
a knee. I think it's his knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it was his broken thumb. Now it's a knee, but it looks like he's on the mend. He should be back next week. Third year undrafted free agent Sincere McCormick got injured in this game. He was somebody that people were targeting
Yep.
and playing for last week. He obviously is not going to be in. I don't really love any of the running backs.
No.
I don't really love anybody on the Raiders until we get AOC in. If we get AOC in, then I like Jacoby and I like Brock Bowers again.
Yeah.
But that's all up in the air for right now. Like I said, I think Kirk Cousins loses his job this week. I think he goes on the bench and Penix comes out.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. I think it's
Michael
gonna
Penix
happen.
Jr. time, maybe.
I think so. That covers the recap of everything, guys. Do you want to cover these couple weekend and Thursday games first, or do you want to get into waiver wire?
let's get into these games.
Let's do
We'll do
these?
these games first. And
Okay.
then we'll,
Why don't you take the Thursday divisional?
yeah, we got a divisional game: Broncos and Chargers. This game is for
What lineup in playoffs?
Yeah, what's the lineup in playoffs going to
Mm-hmm.
be? They're both fighting for that seventh spot, seventh, sixth
7 and
spot?
6.
7 and 6 spot.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Chargers need to win this one.
They have to.
They have to win this one if they
They
want a
have
shot, because they could lose out and miss the playoffs, obviously. But
What'll end up happening to them too, Ben, is if they do not win this game right now, it would be the Denver Broncos taking on the Steelers.
yes, the way it is right now, yeah.
Whoever it is, as much as we're Steeler fans, you would rather play the Steelers than play the Bills.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
without
no.
a doubt.
Yeah, no,
So
without a doubt, for sure.
that's what this game is really about, guys. This game is the who plays Josh Allen and who plays Russell Wilson game.
Yeah.
That's what this one is.
So, and Russell Wilson without George Pickens,
Yep, not so great. Not so great.
Wouldn't call it great. No.
You know, if you're a guy who holds any of those Chargers in fantasy football, this is not a matchup that you want to see.
Yeah. No.
Broncos defense is pretty damn good. They would be somebody that I would consider an every week start in fantasy football, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You if you have the Broncos defense, have them in your lineup. You should
this
be,
week,
You should be
regardless.
good to go.
Yep. I will say, I think that you could still play Ladd.
I think you can still play Ladd.
A big thing.
He's their best receiver.
Yeah, he's definitely their best receiver. One thing to highlight though is QJ has a bunch of touchdowns.
He does.
A bunch.
Yeah, he does. So,
So-
I mean, he's always a sneaky flex play for me.
Sneaky flex option at best. Do you want me to just cover these two Saturday games real quick and we'll move forward, or do you want to take the Steelers Ravens game?
I want to take Steelers.
All right, you get the Steelers. Dang it. So the next game we're going to cover. Who do you think wins that Broncos Chargers game? By the way,
Broncos.
Broncos. Is that who you're rooting for in this one?
I do. I like the Broncos.
Who do you think I'm rooting for? I do like the Broncos in this game. I'm excited about the Broncos and their future. However, I just kind of want the Chargers to win. I would rather play the Chargers than the Broncos, personally. Next game, though, I'm going to cover. This is that first Saturday game. This is a 1 o'clock Eastern start. This is going to be the Texans and the Chiefs. Now, we kind of already covered a little bit of what's going on here.
Yeah.
It sounds like it might be a Carson Wentz day.
Yeah.
I would, with every ounce of my body, stay away from Carson Wentz in fantasy football, guys, unless you absolutely have no, like, you got to be in like a 32-man league to be playing Carson Wentz this week, in my opinion, even in a super flex. I do not like him. I like the Texans in this game. I got bets on this that we're going to cover after you get the Steelers-Ravens game covered.
Yeah.
I got bets on this, and they are not leaning the Chiefs' way. I'll tell you that one. I will say, if we're looking for standout players, I think that it has to be the wide receiver core. I don't think that Joe Mixon can run against this Chiefs defense very well.
Yeah, no, they're good.
They're good
Chiefs
against the
defense.
run.
They're good all around.
All around, they're good.
They're
Yes,
pretty
you're
good
right.
all around.
I would say that Nico Collins would be my highlighted player out of this football game that I would want over anyone else. I would want Nico.
I would agree with you on that.
For sure. Who you taking in this game? I'm obviously preluding that I think the Texans might win.
You know, I've been doing this all season, and it's hard for me to go against the Chiefs right now because whatever black magic voodoo stuff they got going
It's State
on,
Farm Insurance, dude.
it's working. So, like
They got
it's
State
just-
Farm insured wins.
I want to take the Texans. I want to take them so bad,
You're not going to though.
but I'm not going to. Chiefs.
All right, he's got the Chiefs. We're sound like the only one. There's no way that we're going against each other on the next one. I mean,
No,
Steelers.
no, absolutely
But
not. So,
sounds like these upcoming games, you and I do not agree.
yeah, no,
Hmm?
because but this one is probably the biggest game of the year for both teams.
For both teams, the one that you're
So-
about to do.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it
For
away
this
on
one?
that, man?
So we've got the Steelers versus Ravens, round
Baltimore.
2 in Baltimore. So, you know, and I think the Steelers are still going to be without Pickens.
Yeah.
Won't know for sure until later on in the week.
No,
But I just,
not looking like it.
no. Hopefully we get Deshaun Elliott back.
I'd like to show
Because
Elliott
that would help with the defense. But it's just, I'm picking the Steelers, but the Ravens are really good.
Here's the thing.
And like without Pickens, our offense looks like Kenny Pickett's back and Matt Canada's back, and it just looks bad.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. TJ Watt.
And TJ Watt might be out.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, dude. That's
Oh
the big
my
news.
goodness.
Now the nice highlight to that is
they're downplaying his injury though.
yeah, they are. He sprained his ankle. He walked off the field kind of walked to the locker room kind of gingerly.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to note that the Steelers knew, like this happens every year. We know this.
Yeah.
We're Steelers fans. We know that TJ Watt gets hurt in freaking game 14, 15, or 16 every season.
Yeah.
You know, and he's out for a little while, and then we worry if we're going to do anything in the playoffs. The Steelers,
I'm still worried if we're going to do anything in the playoffs.
Steelers have a backup plan this year, though, and they went through with a solid backup plan. Because what we have to realize is that we have Highsmith, we have Herbig, and we
and
have
Preston
Preston Smith.
Yeah.
And with that being said, the Steelers have 3 of the top 10 pass pressure rushers in the NFL.
Yeah.
So regardless of now, TJ's number 1. Actually, he's not.
He's not number
Herbig's number 1.
Really?
Herbig's number 2 in the NFL. In
Like
efficiency.
pass rate efficiency?
Yes, yes, on
Okay.
rushing the passer and causing
It's
him to
one of
service.
those pro football focus
Yeah,
stats.
one of those
I hate
deep
pro-
stats
I
that
hate
you're like,
pro
man,
football focus.
I would have never been able to calculate that. But yeah,
They're just super nerds in the
Yeah.
football. I
Hey.
mean, we're nerds too, but they're like super nerds,
I-
like wearing the whole glasses and shit. We like football.
I appreciate them. I like
hate
you,
'em.
super nerds.
I think they're annoying.
But yeah, we have a Band-Aid. Now, is it a Band-Aid that completely stops the bleeding? No, because as Steeler fans, one thing we can admit, and even Ravens fans can admit, is there is only one kryptonite to Lamar Jackson, and his name is
It is TJ Watt.
TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Even Lamar will say that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
his kryptonite. And if he's out of this game, that's a big change up. I will say we did go into Baltimore last year at this exact kind of time of year, nice and cold, and we beat them
Yeah.
with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
So
I know. I got you. It's just
I think we have a chance. I think
we
this
have
is a
a-
low-scoring
we
game.
definitely have a chance. We
Mhm.
definitely have a chance for sure. But I mean, if the Ravens get hot,
They're going
you
to
know,
stay hot.
They're gonna stay hot, and it's gonna be rough.
And if the Ravens beat the
This is gonna
Steelers,
be- this is
they
gonna
are
be-
going to have a moral boost.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those classic AFC North football games.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's going to be fun to watch. I'll tell you that. As Steelers fans, it's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be a little bit brutal. You're going to scream at the TV at least 1 or 2 times during this game.
I know I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. With that, I did want to mention we're going to be having a live watch party for this game.
Yes, we are.
So Saturday, guys, I know that normally we have our podcast on at 4 o'clock. We are going to instead
Watch the Steeler game.
Watch the Steeler game with you guys. So I know that by like rules and regulations, we can't have the game actually on the screen.
It would be behind.
But we're gonna have a watch party. If you guys want to watch it at home, put us on the side and watch the game along with us. We're gonna, hang out and give our opinions. You'll see our live reactions. If you want to watch the funniest Steeler fan scream at a TV for 2 hours, it's me. It's me. I'm going to have a mental breakdown halfway through the game. That's the way that it goes. Guys, let me get you in on my bets, too, so that maybe if you are in our watch party, you can watch along and make some money with us, too, because that'd be cool, right? Yeah. So I got 2 bets. Now, this first one is just for Thursday night, and this one's kind of wild. But I'm believing in it. So what I have is they think that the Chargers are expected to win this game. Now, I think they might. I think they might. I have the point spread for the Broncos -2.5.
Yeah,
that's what I'm taking. Broncos probably win by a field goal. I think.
I can see that.
I could see that being.
I
the
might
end of the game.
just do that.
It's a rivalry game, so I think that might be a thing.
I might just do that as well.
It could go either way, -2.5.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think they have the better chances with their offense. Now, along with that, I have Cortland Sutton to score a touchdown.
Okay.
And then I also, because I mentioned it earlier, QJ, I have him scoring a touchdown as well.
Okay.
That wraps up the bet. Ben, that comes in at a plus 1,900 odds bet.
Wow.
Just for 3 things.
Yeah.
So I put a little $5 boy on it. I'm trying to make a little extra money for the weekend. Guys, take a look at that one.
I might just make that same bet.
That's not a bad bet, right?
Yeah,
That's a pretty decent one.
That's what I like to do with like these same game parlays.
And make them small, though.
Make them smaller, but try and go for the bigger payout.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that one. Guys, so that's our one bet for the week. My second one is just for Saturday. The 2 games combined. I don't really. It's early in the week, so you're not given a lot of options when it comes to receiving yards, stuff like that for a Saturday game.
Yeah.
But what I am going to take, and I think is going to be good, is I got the Steelers plus 3.5. So Steelers will lose by a field goal potentially at most, and then I have the game to stay under 53 because it's an AFC North game. I know the last one had a lot of points. I don't think this one has as much, especially with the Steelers not having all their offensive firepower. And on top of that, I have the Texans -3. I think the Texans -3.
Okay.
Now the Texans are.
I do like all of those.
Are expected to lose, and they are given 5.5. I think is what it is right now.
Yeah.
So I have this turned completely opposite. That bet is a little bit shorter. It's a 576 plus 576.
Yeah.
So I got 5 on that one. That one wins me $40 out of there. So those are 2 bets I have for you guys this week. Ben usually is kind of looking at me like I'm crazy on my bets, but it sounds like for once I picked out some diamonds, even in his opinion.
You don't want to see bets I'd put it. So
you put in crazy 10-leg parlays,
crazy ones. I'm trying to get to the moon, as they say.
Yeah. Let's cover our waiver wire ads for the week because I did want to get into those. Make sure that if there is anybody who is in that struggling situation with all these injuries that we had in the last week, who we think they could pick up if they really do need to make a pickup.
Yeah.
I'll start. I'm going to cover some running backs. I'm going to cover some quarterbacks for you guys. I just have a couple that would be ones to take a look at for this week. I know we have injuries, also benches. So if you're someone who was playing Jameis Winston or if you're playing Patrick Mahomes who don't have a backup, here's who I think you could pick up. My first quarterback to highlight for you guys is I like Aaron Rodgers. I know that sounds a little crazy given the fact that
it's still Aaron Rodgers.
That great.
Though.
Yeah, it's still Aaron Rodgers. So over the last 4 games, guys, Aaron Rodgers has at least had 15 fantasy points in each of these games. He's only owned in 35% of Yahoo leagues. Only 35% Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So if he's out there, I would consider picking him up this week if you need a replacement. My next guy, this guy isn't owned very much, or is owned in most leagues. Now, this is a pretty stapled name, is Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Now, he might have been dropped a lot because they played the 49ers. He didn't have a good fantasy game.
Yep.
I think he's going to come back against the Jets. The Jets just played Macaroni Jones, and he had a good game. He had 20 fantasy points. Matt Stafford only owned in 60% of leagues. So there are 40% of you who can go and get him. So that would be someone I would consider. My last one, This guy isn't owned very much. He's not owned very much. And here's my thing on him. If you're in a deep league and you're really needing to make a decision this week, I think that Mac Jones actually could be pick upable. I think he could play decent. Yes. Here's why. He played well against the Jets, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he played well against the Texans.
Okay.
So coming up this week, he's only owned in 3% of leagues. 3% he's owned. And BTJ is thriving regardless of who the quarterback is.
Yeah.
So as long as Mac can get him the ball, I could see him still doing well, still getting like you 15 points this week if you really need a Band-Aid quarterback for Patrick Mahomes being out.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are my quarterbacks for this week. Now, I do have some running backs, too. This is a little bit more of an open room because of what is all going on. The first one that I want to highlight, I think he's going to be the #1 waiver wire ad this week if he's still out there for you. Jerome Ford. Obviously, Nick Chubb done for the season. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So this means Jerome Ford is #1 in the backfield. He is going to fight for carries with guys like Deonta Foreman and Patrick Strong Jr., who we've seen earlier in the season a little bit. Neither have been very good. Strong probably a little bit better than Foreman was when he played. Foreman's been a healthy scratch pretty much the entire season since Chubbs came back. It just doesn't seem like they like him there, and not in the sense of like as a person or anything, but I mean in the sense of how he fits into that offense. I just don't think that they think he's the greatest fit for the team. So I have Jerome Ford as the #1 featured back out of the free agency this week. He's waiver wire ad #1. He's only owned in 44% of leagues. So there's a good portion of you guys who are 56% of you who can go out and get him. I would consider picking up Jerome Ford. He's actually someone you could probably place into your flex position immediately if you needed to. Next guy I want to cover, a little bit less on this guy. He's not as good as that Jerome Ford ad, but he should be #2 coming out of the free agency this week, and that's Tajay Spears. If he's not owned in your league, or if you were cuffing him, holding him for the entire season, great job. He's excelled under both quarterbacks last week.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if it was Mason Rudolph or Levis. He did decent with both. Tony Pollard is pretty inconsistent. He's been pretty inconsistent as of recent. He had 17 carries in the last game. Pollard didn't really get anything done with any of that. I think he did score a touchdown, but it was on a very short carry. He's not used at all in the passing game, Tony Pollard is. Tajay Spears is the third down back every single time it's a passing play. It's Tajay.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good ad there. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air, 7 targets, and like I said, 45% owned. That's 55% of you who can go out and get him. I would add Tajay Spears to your playoff repertoire. I got 2 more quick guys here to cover. These guys are kind of just maybe if you absolutely need somebody. First one's Amir Abdullah. I don't really like anybody on the Raiders at this point, but Amir Abdullah is the only one who is a bright star out of this last football game. He did have that touchdown. He had 7 targets out of the backfield. He's only owned in 15% of leagues. He's touchdown dependent, but Amir Abdullah, if you absolutely need somebody in a super deep league, consider picking him up. I think he's going to play over Madison next week. I don't think Madison does very well the rest of the season. Don't like Madison at all. Last guy is a wait and see. This is Kendre Miller.
Okay.
So if Kamara had that groin injury ends up being more serious and the doctors tell him not to play because, like we talked earlier, Kamara's going to play through a small injury if doctors tell him he can.
Yep.
If Kamara cannot play, Kendre Miller did come into the game Sunday. He had 9 carries for 47 yards. He's only owned in 12% of leagues. So that's something to take a look at. I will add caution to that because not only do we not know if Kamara's not playing, but Jamal Williams will come into this football game, and he will take the goal line sets if something was to, if they were to get down there. It's not going to be Kendre Miller. Jamal owned in 1% of leagues. He had the most touchdowns in the NFL one year, so maybe consider him if Kamara's out. Miller, 12%. He is my lowest totem pole guy, though. That's a Monday Night Football game, so that's like you're waiting till the last second to get a running back into the football game if that's the situation. So just keep him in the back of your mind. Put him on your watch list, guys. Ben, who you got? Who you got for wide receivers and tight ends?
For wide receivers, it's a short list for both.
Okay.
Especially tight end. Tight end's real short.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just start with tight ends. Okay. If you don't have Jonnu Smith on your roster, you need to get him on your roster.
If he's in the free
because in Yahoo Fantasy, he is only owned. He's only rostered 84%. So if he's out there, go get him. He
Yeah,
can.
16%,
I think Jonnu Smith,
Jonnu, yeah.
Jonnu Smith. I think he's a guy. He's a tight end who can help you win your fantasy league
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely.
So
consistency.
yeah, he's been consistent the last 4 weeks.
Even more, but
yeah,
yes.
probably even more. So that's really the only highlight at tight end because I don't like. I'm looking at the guys in the waiver wire in our league, and it's like Dalton Kincaid is there, but I don't love him.
Dalton Kincaid, I could see. Smart is another guy I would consider a tight end.
I still don't love it.
Right, because you're in semifinals for playoffs. So you're just going to throw Stone Smart in.
Yeah, no. If you can get Jonnu Smith, because he's there.
Yeah,
16% in leagues. I'd go get him.
Okay, and I think that if we were talking, what's Kincaid ownership level?
75%.
So 25% on him. Worst case scenario guy, maybe Kincaid. He had the most targets on the Bills, but the Bills are kind of like the Packers. They're all worth having on the team. They're not all worth putting in the roster.
In your roster.
Yeah.
So in receivers, I got 2 guys.
Okay.
That you should look at getting.
Okay.
I got Jalen McMillan.
Yeah, I like Jalen McMillan. We talked about him earlier.
Buccaneers.
Yes.
His last 2 games, fantasy wise, in half PPR.
Okay.
For our league, it was 19.9, and then this week it was 16.
Yeah.
So he's had 3 touchdowns the last 2 games.
Yep.
So he's filling in nicely in that number 2 slot without Chris Godwin.
Yeah, and I will say this on your point. I think that McMillan wasn't that great when Evans was out, but now that Evans is back, Jalen McMillan is able to get open in that Godwin type of role.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of all the attention of Evans. So I like that ad. That's a good one, guys. Yep. I would put him atop list to top 3 pickups for utility players.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Jalen Coker from the Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
He is, in my opinion, he's worth it. I mean, he was hurt for 3 weeks. This game was his first game back. He had 4 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Bryce Young likes throwing this guy the ball.
He does.
So I would look at him just in case.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say throw him in your lineup. Just like I would pick him up, stash him in your bench just in case you have an injury to one of your guys, and then you can throw him in. I think he'll be helpful for you in the championship round, in the final round.
Super deep
if
leagues.
you need him.
Super deep leagues.
Super deep leagues.
16 man?
In 12, 14.
I would consider playing him 16
leagues.
man.
I'm playing him in my dynasty league.
Okay.
So
one thing to add to him, kind of in the same effect as Jalen, is Thielen comes back. You see that the defense knows that Thielen is supposed to be like the superior target guy.
Got hurt, right?
Yeah, and Leggett is out.
Got hurt. So I like Jalen Coker. I think he's a guy who can help you win.
I do too.
League
I think you could.
I would
put him in a wide receiver 3-4.
Yeah.
That's where I would probably put him. I would put Thielen in that same exact realm. Who do you have for defenses for us? Who you flying with this week?
So
Is there
for
anyone
defense,
specific?
I like Green Bay.
You like Green Bay?
I like Green Bay's defense. They've been doing good lately.
Saints? Is that who they play?
They have the Saints on Monday night.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I kind of like that game too. Obviously, we all know at this point in time that the Vikings and the Broncos are the 2 best fantasy defenses probably to have, other than maybe Philadelphia or the Steelers on a given week. But they're the most consistent.
So and then there's really no other, not in at least in our league.
Yeah, there doesn't.
It's like
defense is hit or miss, but when you're looking at who people are playing this week,
Dallas's defense is out there they're only 39% roster.
Yeah,
too.
I could see Dallas being an okay play, but they play Baker Mayfield this week. I wouldn't really love that. I would say
no, their last 2 games are Tampa and Philly.
Yeah, when we're looking at defenses, I think that you called out a good one in Green Bay Packers because they're not owned in a lot of leagues. Another one would probably be the Falcons because they play the Giants. That would be my second guess. If I was going to take a flyer defense, I would take the Falcons. They have the easiest schedule
just
the rest
for this
of the
week
season.
because for the finals they face Washington.
Oh, do they? In week 17,
Yeah.
if Falcons versus Washington. Oh, boy.
Week 17.
Oh, boy. Well, yeah, this week, and then they obviously played the Raiders last night. So those were the weeks to play the Falcons. I would consider picking up the Falcons for this one. I think that even though the Broncos play the Chargers, I think they're still going to be a real good play.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, kickers, I will take over kickers if you don't have any kickers. I got some kickers. I mean, how about Will
Harrison
Rashard?
Bucker is healthy and back.
Yeah, he's healthy and back. I like Will Rashard. Will Rashard should be the kicker that you pick up. He is not owned in a lot of leagues. He puts up over 10 points in all but one game. He was injured for a couple weeks, just came back off of IR. I like Will Rashard a lot. That is my number one kicker for you guys to pick up.
I'm going to see if he's still number one.
Who Will Rashard?
Yeah.
He shouldn't be number one because he was injured for a bunch of weeks.
Injured for a
yeah.
bunch of weeks.
Other
Number
than
one should
him,
be Boswell. Yeah.
it's Boz. Yeah, I would say if Boswell is somehow out there, guys, you would pick up Boswell. Other than that,
84%.
how many?
He's 84%.
So 16% of you can get him.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, I would consider Boswell, Rashard my top list players. Outside of that, I like the kicker for the Green Bay Packers as well in his football match on Monday night. That will be a game for what's it, McManus?
Yeah,
sorry,
Brandon McManus.
Yeah, I like Brandon McManus as well. Those are my three kickers for you. Other than that, kickers, you probably have your guy at this point in time. I would just stay away from kickers on the Browns or the Giants.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that at this point in time of the year, if you're looking at a kicker, which is I know insignificant to a lot of people, but you want one that the team can get at least to the other 40-yard line.
Yeah.
Long kicks. That's what you want.
Long kicks.
That's what you want. Other than that, I think we basically covered everything for the week here for number 28. Was there anything else that you wanted to add in here?
Not that I can think of.
I was going to say you took a pause
Yeah,
there.
not that I can think
maybe
of.
he does.
Did I forget something?
No, I think we did pretty in depthly today. Covered pretty much all the craziness that happened in the NFL. I do want to make sure to re-invite you guys. This Saturday we will be having our live. Well, we're always live, but we'll be having our watch party. So make sure that you tune in for that.
Here we go.
We'll maybe convince producer Paul to put his face on the screen. Don't know how easy that'll be to do, but we'll try to. Maybe you'll get to meet him. We will be having our live Q&A coming up here in just a few moments. So stick around for that. At this point in time, though, if you were listening on Spotify, thank you for listening today. If you're watching on YouTube on a recording, I am glad that you watched us. Make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.
Later. That might have been our... Okay. I think that might have been our best one.
Dude, that was the best one.
Good.
Good.
That might have been our best. Okay. And we're back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wombo Combo Show. We are in our live Q&A portion of the show. Technically, we've been live the entire time, except for a little potty break there.
Yeah, I had to pee. Sorry. What's up, guys? B. Lou says, Brock Bowers or George Kittle this week. Oh, man.
I'll
go Kittle.
You know what? If Brock gets AOC back, it's Brock.
If he gets him back right now, I would say, Lou, go ahead and put Kittle in. keep Brock on the bench. My little sister's in here.
What's up, Hannah?
Hey. Yeah, but they're playing the Jags. I understand that, but it's the quarterback play. It's either Desmond Ridder or AOC.
Yeah,
if it's AOC, it's yes. If it's Desmond
AOC,
Ridder,
it's Brock Bowers. But if you have Brock Bowers and George Kittle, very nice.
yeah.
Very nice,
If
my
you have
friend.
both, that's pretty good. Jordan, what's up, dude? Welcome into the live. Yeah, I would for right now though. I would just lean on Kittle and then move Brock in if the quarterback play has changed. Brianna, what's up? Welcome to
your
the
sister's
live.
your biggest fan.
I know.
It's all right. My sister was my biggest fan when I was in bands too. So like,
There we go.
It's fine.
Yeah, showing the love. Yeah, the quarterback matters for sure, dude. Yeah, guys, we're just in the live Q&A portion. If you've made it into the semifinals of your fantasy football and you have any questions, you just let us know. Steve, welcome into the live. We're just hanging out. If you just want to talk about your team, we don't necessarily have to talk fantasy football. We watch some UFC. We watch a little bit of other stuff too. UFC was gross, man.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, I did. What's his name? Got his eye blasted out of his face almost. What's his name? Dustin Poirier? Is that who it was, producer Paul? Who's the dude whose eye got wrecked? Oh, yeah, Kobe Covington.
Covington fought?
Oh, man, he got massacred. Jordan, what's up, bro? He says, finally, playoffs. This is where it actually matters. You're absolutely
Yeah, it
right,
sure does,
dude.
brother.
Jordan, you got your lineup set, dog? I benched BTJ and played Cup, and I lost in one of them, so I'm out in 2. I'm in 3. I'm in 3 semifinals. I'm out in 2.
Don't you regret that play?
Man, I regret it so much. Man, I just have a feeling he might go off. See, Lou, I get where you're coming from. I just don't think he will go off if Desmond Ridder is the quarterback.
If Desmond Ritter's the quarterback, play Kittle.
Yeah, because Lou, what
sure.
you have to realize is in the first half he didn't throw it to a single wide receiver.
Yeah.
In the second half he didn't throw it to Brock Bowers. It looked disgusting.
Yeah.
And they don't have a run game to back it up either, so it's just not looking good. Journey here has a question. He wants to know if he should play Rico, Isaac, or Hall. I would lean Hall.
I would also lean Hall.
I would lean
Did
Hall.
he play on Sunday?
Yes, he did. He did. I would lean Hall, and then Rico would be my second. Isaac would be my third. Isaac, I like Isaac, but I just don't like him as much. Jordan, you played Thielen over BTJ.
Dude.
Brother.
Ouch.
You and me, man, living in our sorrows this week. At least you moved on. You had Kelsey. Should you be worried, Jordan? I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily. B. Lou, thank you for following, dude. I wouldn't necessarily be worried about Kelsey with Wentz. I think he'll dump it down to him more. Right? I mean, Noah Gray's been used more, I understand, and Kelsey's been having kind of a slow year. Jordan, let us know who are 2 guys who you could replace Kelsey with for this one, and we'll kind of combat that and see if there's any,
Do you know that Noah Gray's a rookie this year?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
You sure?
I'm positive. HIV. I know that he is. He I think he got a touchdown in the Super Bowl last year, my dude.
I don't think so.
All right, double check.
I'm double
Let me see here. Adrian, what's up, dude? You want to know Garendo, Bucky, or Brees? It would be for me, Adrian, between Bucky and Brees. And just looking at who they play, you've got Bucky playing against the Cowboys, who've been playing pretty good against the run. Micah Parsons has been playing pretty well. And then your other one, the Jets play the Rams. I would probably play Brees against the Rams. I think that's a better matchup of the two. SOG made it to the ship. Let's go, dude. I remember you were telling us that you were in a week before schedule, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, he's not.
I knew it.
So I got confused because I was looking through my the recaps of drafts from my Dynasty League.
Okay.
And someone drafted him in this past year's draft.
Oh, because he was
in
just
the
out
4th
there.
round.
Yeah, he was just out
he was
there.
just out there.
Okay.
Like you can do that. You draft rookies or people who are out there or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe next year Noah Gray might have some actual. Well, he's had actual fantasy.
He's
going to
become somebody next year.
But I think
for
next
sure.
year he might be like the guy at tight end.
Yeah, Jordan, I would go with Murray over Daniels. I'm in kind of a similar situation. Reason is the last time Daniels played against the Eagles, he had 14 points. I don't love that.
Yeah.
And then you got Kyler Murray playing against the Carolina Panthers. I think that Murray is the better play there.
Murray is definitely the better play there. you.
Lou's asking about some defenses. You covered defenses this week. Which defense do you think he should take? Should he take the Bills, the Falcons, or the Cardinals? The Bills will be taking on the Patriots. The Cardinals obviously take on the Panthers, who I just mentioned, or the Falcons, who take on the Giants. I like the Falcons against the Giants the most.
I mean, that's the easy one.
Mm-hmm. Cardinals against Panthers is pretty easy,
Go
too.
back. Can you go back to the
Yeah.
the schedule?
So the Bills take the Patriots. You got the Cardinals, who take on the Panthers.
Yeah.
And then that Falcons game against the Giants. It's probably the Falcons, right?
Yeah, it's probably the Falcons. Maybe Bills, close second.
Yeah. What I will say is another thing that really highlights the Falcons for me is that Tim Boyle might be the starting quarterback for the Giants this week with
Okay, yeah, if Tim Boyle's the starting quarterback for the Giants, go get the Falcons defense.
Yeah, that was my major thing. I forgot to mention that earlier. Yeah, Tim Boyle might be the starting quarterback this week. Coyote, what's up, dude? He says Tyreek, Cup, London, McConkey, sit one. Oh yeah. Coyote, thanks for being in during the commentary portion. I apologize. Yeah, we try to get to all your questions as soon as we can, as soon as we get into our live Q&A. So for me, I would probably play the first three guys. I think London would scare me the most because they might play Penix, and I don't know what Penix can or cannot do.
Yeah.
McConkey scares me because of the Broncos.
I would still play McConkey over London.
Okay. And I think I'm kind of with you on that. Just because of the quarterback situation, I don't know which one it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I would go McConkey, Tyreek, and Cup. Cup's not going to have 0 points again. That's
Cup's
not
not
going to
have 0 points again. That game was a weird,
a fluke. I mean, it was
fluke.
a terrible game to begin with. There was only field goals, basically.
Yeah, no touchdowns, only field goals.
Jordan wants to know Gibbs, Hall, or Bucky. Which two should he play, or should I play all of them and one in flex?
All of them and one in flex, buddy.
Yeah, which one? Who would you be taking out of flex? Coyote, no problem, man. I'm glad to have you along here. Glad that you were in the podcast portion. We love to have you guys in that too. We just can't see it.
Yeah,
we're too busy talking. But yeah, I Jordan, you would have to let me know who the flex player would be that you would drop. I really do like all three of those running backs as starters. I wouldn't necessarily want to fight through which one I would want to bench. If I was going to bench one, it would be Hall. I would play Bucky and Gibbs. But let me know who you would bench at your flex spot. Maybe we can make a change up from there. Guys, let me know if you have any other fantasy football questions. We're obviously hanging out. We can talk about our fantasy weeks. Me and Ben are in a league for semifinals.
We're both in the semifinals in our 2 QB league.
Yeah, we don't necessarily play against each other, thank God, because I wouldn't be anywhere near him. It's going to be rough next week.
It's going to be the battle of our divisions.
Yeah.
In the finals.
Do you guys do divisions? Let us know in chat. Do you guys do divisions for your fantasy football? So we set ours up just like the NFL, so that you have to have the best division record. That comes second. To your overall record.
Yep.
And then we do
that
points
matters.
as a third.
That only matters in your division for like points wise, because we still have points that does the seeding for the playoffs.
Right.
But in order to win your division, you have to have
your
best
division wins.
Division record.
It's just like, kind of like the Ravens and the Steelers are in the division right now, fighting over who has the better division record to have top. Jordan, would you play Thielen, Devonta, BTJ, or Valdez-Scantling over them?
No.
Oh, no. Nope. The only person I would be BTJ.
Yeah, that's the only one I would, and I think you should start BTJ over who's
Hall. It would be over Hall.
Yeah, it would be over Hall. I like Bucky.
So he's
more
got
than Hall.
Gibbs, Hall, Bucky. Gibbs, obviously, you're not doing anything with. He's staying in.
Yeah, because his value just skyrocketed.
Bucky clearly played that whole game.
Monty, you're a great running back. But
yeah, Monty done.
That sucks.
Bucky's a for sure starter in my opinion too. Even though he was injured, he had over 100 yards. Hall, it would be hard for me, Jordan, to say Hall or BTJ. I know that you're in PPR, so BTJ does look really tantalizing.
Yeah.
I would be between BTJ and Hall as your flex person. Let's wait as the week goes on. Make sure Hall is completely healthy. If he is and continues to trend up to playing again this week with his knee, put Hall in. If not, you've got BTJ as the secondary option, right?
I think I'm flexing BTJ over Hall.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I know. I can understand that. I can understand
I'm doing that.
I could understand that. BTJ doesn't disappoint. He had 30 points last week PPR. Why not?
Yeah, if it's full PPR, I think I would flex BTJ over Hall and start Gibbs and Bucky in your running back slots.
There you go, Jordan. There's an answer for you, and then you have a backup plan as well. Do you guys watch our show in? Oh yeah. Let us know. Do you guys watch our show from your phone or from your computer? Do you see us this way or do you see us this way? That's what we want to know, because we were wondering when we watch it, we have ourselves oblong, and maybe it'd be better if we were the other way.
I mean, when I've watched it, it's
long ways,
horizontal on the screen.
Yeah,
and then the only way when I gotta turn my phone, and then I get the whole screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan watches it vertical.
You could probably watch it both ways.
Okay. Okay. Just wondering, because we didn't know if it was better one way or another for you guys. We want it to be so that you can watch it and it's nice and easy for you. Lou says he prefers it either way. Cool. So it sounds like we're getting the opinion that we wanted out of it. So SOG wants to know Collins, CD, McLaurin, Myers, Shakir, Garendo. Which 4 would you choose? I would eliminate, for the moment, McLaurin and Myers, and that is because McLaurin, like I said, the Eagles game, Daniels didn't do well last time, and Myers because of the quarterback situation. So I would probably go, why is it not letting me go back up? There we go. I would go with Collins, CD, Shakir, and Garenda.
I disagree with you on McLaurin.
You think McLaurin still, no matter what?
I think he's still.
So you mentioned Shakir?
Yeah, I'm benching Shakir.
And you're keeping Garendo?
I'm keeping Garendo. So Collins, CD, McLaurin, Garendo.
There you go. SOG. So we're going to be off a little bit on our opinions, but he wants you to play your first 3 wide receivers you listed in Garendo. I want you to play the first 2, Shakir and Garendo. Next question is going to come from here. It's going to be Jordan. Yeah, Jordan, you got a question for another league. Is it Murray or Knicks? Ooh, I like Murray over Knicks. Knicks, here's the thing. I learned my lesson last week. Playing your quarterback on Thursday night can be detrimental to the rest of the week. A, Thursday night football games don't always have a ton of points. B, they're kind of crazy and they're all over the place as to who wins them. Yeah. C, this is Knicks versus the Chargers defense, who, other than Baker Mayfield, really hasn't beat up on a team.
Yeah, no. So
I'm leaning Murray against the Panthers, not Knicks against the Chargers on Thursday night.
I agree with you. I would also lean Murray for this one over Knicks.
Because Jordan, what if Knicks puts up 6 points and then all the rest of this week you have to watch football hoping that someone else makes up for Knicks' lack of points?
Yeah.
And that's what I just did with Purdy. So you don't want to be me, so don't do that. I would say is there any other crazy players? I do want to make sure that everybody knows that we are officially out on Jerry Jeudy. We're out on Tillman. We're out on any Cleveland Brown who isn't named Jerome Ford. I want you guys to bench all of them. DTR is not an option. I don't like Jerry Jeudy. I don't like any of them. Only Jerome Ford out of that team. Out of the Raiders right now, until we know anything about quarterbacks, I don't know if I like anybody. Not a single person. I don't like Brock until I know who the quarterback is. What do you think about Kamara? Jordan, I had a little spiel about him. I am playing Kamara. Kamara is a big portion of my fantasy football team. What I would tell you is this. I think that you should have a plan by picking up maybe Kendre Miller or something like that. You don't necessarily have to have Kendre, but you should have a backup plan. If you have Kamara in your starting lineup, he doesn't play until Monday night. If you are going to keep him in, you have to have Kendre Miller. That's just...
Yeah, no, I would, because, I mean, there's really not a lot of running backs out there.
No, not a lot of running backs out there. The ones we touched on are pretty much the ones that I would go after. Your number one guy is obviously going to be Jerome Ford. You can get Tajay Spears. Amir Abdullah was my other guy, and I don't like Amir Abdullah all that much. He's a desperate play.
Is only 53% rostered.
Yeah, but he had a shit game.
I mean, it's on the Jags. Yeah, I get it.
He didn't do very good.
I'm just trying to find running backs.
Laporta or Bowers? I would go Laporta. I would go Laporta because of the quarterback situation. Otherwise, I would like Bowers more SOG. But just because if it's Ritter doesn't throw the ball very well. and I would just lean Laporta for that reason. Guys, let us know. You got any questions you want to talk any football? Poppy, are you in here? I was talking to Poppy this weekend. She needed Justin Jefferson to have 20 points last night.
Yeah.
I think he had like 16. I'm
Also,
sorry, Poppy.
I just want to say one thing.
Mhm.
Bucky Irving is rostered in 85%.
Dog, if you could get
So
Bucky Irving,
if he's available in in a league of yours, go get him
you need to.
to the 15%.
Jordan says, my RB1
doesn't
and 2. Okay, I need help. I have Kamara, Achan, Taylor, Garendo, and Kendre Miller. Okay, so we're set. We're set, man. What I would do is I would play Achan, Taylor, Garendo. Wait till you get news on Kamara. And then once you do, and we know that he is absolutely going to play, I would play Kamara, Achan, and Taylor. I would bench Garendo at that point in time. I would play these first 3. And then if Kamara is out, I will play the second 3. So I play Achan, Taylor, Garendo if Kamara is out. If Kamara is in, I would play Kamara, Achan, Taylor.
Gotcha.
So, Jordan, that's what I think would be best for you. Jose, welcome into the live, brother. We're just talking football, talking sports. You got anything you want to speak on, jump in chat, let us know, dude. Let me check on our little YouTubey. I never checked on
Any
YouTube.
questions on YouTube?
Hi, YouTube. Nobody over here with us? 2 people watching? Oh, welcome. The 2 people who are watching. If you got any questions, drop them in chat. We're hanging out. It's going to be a slower week. I do want to make sure that everyone who's in our chat knows we are going to be doing a live watch show. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, because when the season ended, there weren't half of everybody who plays fantasy football.
Yeah, half of people who play fantasy football are out.
So, and then now we're just done with the quarterfinals.
And they're the people who know
Yeah.
they're going to win.
So there's
Half of the people usually
half
watch.
of the people that were left.
Jerry,
are
what's
gone.
up, dude?
So
Jordan says here, wide receiver 1 and 2. He has Chase, Neighbors, Cup, London. Who you playing? I'm playing Chase and Cup.
I am playing Chase and Cup.
Jason Cup would be my plays, Jordan. I wouldn't play Neighbors because, like we said, it might be Tim Boyle, a quarterback. Even though Tim Boyle did throw Neighbors a touchdown, I just don't necessarily love that.
Yeah, no, I don't love that either.
I don't like anything about Tim Boyle, to be completely honest. So that's where I'm at on that one.
I would expect Cooper Kupp to have a big day.
Hey, Poppy, what's up? We were just talking about Justin Jefferson. I'm sorry, girl. I know he came up a bit short last night. Jerry says he's got one for us, too. Poppy wants to know Kraft or Ferguson. I would lean Kraft.
It's Kraft.
Yeah, I would lean Kraft, Poppy. Jerry says, I got one for you. In flex, Cooper Kupp or Jonnu Smith.
Ooh.
Kupp with that fat 0 last week. Poppy, story of my life, too, girl. I would say, Jerry, that you got to play. I would play Kupp.
I would flex Kupp over
Jonnu
Smith.
Who's your tight end you're playing over Jonnu? London over Garendo? No. Reason why, Jordan, I think they're going to bench Kirk Cousins and they're going to put Penix in, and I don't want you to trust a guy you haven't seen play quarterback yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would go with Garendo. Oh, he's got Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
That
Mr. Consistent at tight end.
Yeah, Trey McBride
Very
makes
nice.
sense, Jerry. I would go with Cooper Kupp. I know Jonnu Smith is tantalizing because of his points week over week, but I just kind of like.
Who do the Rams? They got the Jets.
They got the Jets. Dude, Mac Jones just torched the Jets.
Yeah,
defense.
Mac Jones just torched.
So,
the
I
Jets.
mean,
So,
yeah, I'm going with Cooper Kupp, brother.
Yeah,
That's
he's not going to go back-to-back duds.
Yeah, just
Like,
impossible, right?
Impossible.
It
for
better
Cooper
be
Kupp.
because I'm
He's
still
not gonna
playing
go
him this week.
back-to-back duds.
I'll tell you that, Jerry. I'm playing him. Let us know, guys. You got any other fantasy football questions? Anything you just want to kind of talk about? What we were talking about during the podcast. Let us know in chat. Do you think Caleb Williams will finish his contract with the Bears, or do you think they're going to have to move on again? That was our question of the day. Ben said yes. I say I don't think so, but it's more or less because I think the Bears will ruin him. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too.
Yeah. Poppy says, no Neighbors, no Judy. Poppy, hard no Judy. Not as hard no Neighbors, but still, yes, no Neighbors. If you have someone that you can put in above Neighbors who you consider the same level as Neighbors,
Yeah.
I would pick the other person, and hard no Judy.
Yeah,
hard
no on Judy.
DTR, as much as he is an athletic guy, I just don't. He's not going to throw the ball like Winston does, so the probability of Judy being successful is much lower. Yes, McConkey over Neighbors, 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
McConkey.
Poppy. Yeah, 100%.
Broncos or Vikings? You talking defense?
Yeah, he's
If
talking
he's
defense.
talking defense,
That's a hard one.
then that is a hard one.
You got the Chargers on Thursday night, which I don't hate playing the Broncos there, or you got the Vikings playing the Seahawks in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Vikings are that good, so
The Vikings, and I would still roll with the Vikings.
yeah, because there might be a backup quarterback playing in this football game.
Yeah,
Yeah, Geno Smith got hurt. He's out.
I missed that.
Sam, what's the kid from Washington Commanders last year? Sam D. I can't remember his last name.
Oh yeah, Howell.
Yeah, not D. Yeah, it's Sam Darnold.
Sam Howell.
Yeah, Sam Howell. Yeah, Sam Howell might be the quarterback in this football game. So if that's the case,
Yeah.
he throws interceptions
Vikings
like no
defense,
other.
Jordan.
Yeah, I would go with Vikings defense, Jordan. That's your final answer. Sorry there. SOG says Bears is where players go to die, and we agree.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Producer Paul says we're privileged as Steelers fans, and he is not wrong.
We are privileged as to be a Steeler fan.
We're so privileged as Steelers fans that we watch the Steelers, and then we get to go pick another team to watch too, who's not as good.
Yeah,
That's how you know. That's how you know for sure. Jerry L. No, oh yeah, Jerry L. Your lineup. Yeah, let's take a look at it, brother. He says he's going to play Burrow. I like that. He's going to play St. Brown and Hill. I like both of those. He's got Adams, Cup, and Terry playing. Wow, man, you got a lot of starters going on. Oh man, here's where it dies. Jerry,
Yeah.
do not play Madison.
Yeah, don't play Madison.
SOG.
I would. I'd go pick up Miller. That Kendra Miller.
Yeah, Jerry, who's some free agents or somebody else that we can play instead?
Yeah.
I really don't want you to play.
I don't like playing Madison
Madison
at all.
Like hard.
Yeah,
Don't want you to
I would
play him.
hard pass on Madison.
Red, what's up, dog? How are you, man? We were talking about the Colts a little bit. First half, they were great. Second half, not so great.
Not so great.
Red, I want your reaction to Jonathan Taylor dropping that ball before going in the red zone. What's your feelings? Let me know, brother. But yeah, SOG, I'm glad to hear that you're a Washington fan. I too am a Washington fan. In the background, I like a lot of their past history players. I like Clinton Portis when he was really good. He was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I like obviously Taylor is one of my favorite players. I like McNabb for a short time there as well. Yeah, we got to get rid of the Manning jersey. Red won't like that very much though, because he's a Colts fan.
I mean, Boswell. We can put Boz down there.
He says straight up shock and pain. Yeah, Red, it was straight up shock and pain. What I said, dude, while I watched that game is, do you also feel that really killed the morale for the Colts the rest of the football game? Because I felt like they were in it until that moment. Let me see here. Jordan says he's worried about playing Taylor this week. I wouldn't necessarily
As
be
in
worried.
Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. I wouldn't necessarily be worried, bro. He put up 100 yards. He just fumbled the football being a
No,
Dorcas.
and they got the Titans.
He's got the Titans. The Titans are a good run defense, but I still think that they're going to be fine. Red, if you missed it, I did ask you, do you think that
I think you'll be fine with Jonathan Taylor.
yeah, I think you'll be fine with Jonathan Taylor. Red, do you think Jonathan Taylor being knocked out or knocking that ball out, throwing it on the ground instead of going into the end zone? Sorry, not talking correctly. Do you think that would have that ruined the game for him? He says the defense bullied the Broncos. If they would have scored, I think they would have won. Yeah, Red, I can agree with you. I really think that touchdown would have set the Broncos, the two freaking horse teams, Colts. The Colts would have been better off. Everyone would have been vibing a lot better.
Yeah.
You could tell the team was like,
Man.
when that happened. Yeah. Jerry says, Sincere's out for the Raiders. Yeah, so that's why he's got Madison. He's got Ty Johnson. Oh, man, Jerry, that league is deep. I would go Justice Hill over Ty Johnson, though. Ty Johnson has been catching some touchdowns. I just don't like Madison at all. I would play Justice Hill over Madison, would you? I would. I would without even thinking about it. Madison is terrible.
I don't
Terrible.
I know. I just don't like any of those.
I know. I don't either. Jerry,
Sorry, Jerry, but like
those are the best two, really. Justice Hill and Ty Johnson. What about like here? Let me look up some options for you. Why don't
I
you?
guess I would do Hill.
I would do Hill the
over
most.
Madison.
Kendra Miller, obviously that option. I like Amir Abdullah more than I like Madison. Is he out there, bro? That's an option. Tank Bigsby if he's out there. Spears. I even like Algier more than I like Madison.
Yeah, I like Algier more than I like Madison.
To be
too.
completely honest, let us know, Jerry. Red, I think the momentum would shift and the Colts would have continued to run with success. Agreed 100%. Oh, man, Jared, it's just so empty for you. I apologize. I'm currently up 157 to 132 in fantasy playoffs. How?
Oh, no, so my ESPN league is like that. It's the first two. So it's probably only 4 teams make the playoffs in his league.
Oh, and you
And
combined totals.
Yeah, so it's 2 weeks in a row, 2-week total
Okay, Jay.
to move on to the finals.
Okay, Jay.
But the thing about that is that the last week is week 18, and it kind of is shitty.
Oh,
So like I don't really care for that much, just because like if you have someone on like say the Chiefs or the Lions,
and they don't play,
or someone who's got something wrapped up and they don't play their starters, and it's like you gotta go waiver diving and
then make sure you're in the show so that we could give you some answers.
Yeah, hey.
Jay, you're up by 23. I think you got a good lead, brother. Jerry wants to know what our top 3 defenses are for this week. They're the Vikings, they're the Broncos, and then we do like the Falcons as a play.
The Falcons as a play.
If they're in the free agency, we like them as a play as well, Jerry.
These guys.
I could see the Steelers
potentially.
But they play Lamar Jackson and they don't have TJ Watt.
I think if it's TJ Watt, right here,
I could see that. I would be more scared as Lamar Jackson owner to play him than I would be the Steelers defense.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Jerry says, "What do you think the Raiders? Do you think Raiders or a good D this week?" I would play the Falcons. That's who I would go if you wanted to go like a flyer. Who's going to be available? LG Jordan, what's up, homie?
Yeah, the Falcons for this week, they got a good matchup.
They're playing
the Giants.
They're playing the Giants, who suck. Let's see. SOG, our league only has 4, and it's a 2-game series.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we're talking about.
I'm in a league that's exactly like that, man.
Yeah. Red says, same thing every year, man. Not bad enough for a high pick, not good enough. Dude, I know. Like, you get the 17th to freaking 14th pick like every year with the Colts. They can never be bad enough since, like, Andrew Luck to get the first-round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What do you think, Red, is the number one thing they should target in the first round? Colts. Let us know, dude. SOG says, I like that our final game is week 17, so he lucks out. He doesn't have to deal with that jargon with the week 18 sitters.
Our final week is week 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Jerry says, any thoughts on kickers this week if you guys do that? Yeah, we do. Wow, we absolutely do that, Jerry.
We love kickers here.
Yeah, my team's name is The Kickers Lives Matter because
I
love kickers.
This was before all
this
stuff happened.
This has
with
been
BLM
that way since 2000.
Like his name has been Kickers Lives Matter since like
the beginning of time,
like 2012 or something like that.
That's just what my team's name's always been.
I wasn't even in the league in 2012.
Yeah.
So,
my favorite kicker to play is the kicker for Minnesota, Rich Reichert or whatever, however you pronounce his name. Reichert. He is my favorite kicker. I like McManus this week for the Green Bay Packers as well, Jerry. And then I obviously like the Cowboys kicker.
You're forgetting one.
Who am I forgetting? Oh, Boswell. I forgot him during the regular show, too. And then Jerry Boswell as well. But I don't think Boswell's probably available in your league. 15%.
No, but I mean, if you have him,
open.
like he might be kicker one for the weekend.
Yeah, but Jerry, like I said, I like Will Richard, I like Boswell, and then I like McManus for this week. Those are my kickers of choice. LG Jordan, yo, what's up? I lost in one of my leagues. Dude, LG, me too, bro. In 5, I lost 2 of 5. I got 3 still going, brother. What was your biggest upset? What killed you, dude? Well, let me know. Red, I think the Colts need a safety or a tight end. I agree full-heartedly on the tight end. They could really use a tight end. I think that would be great for Anthony Richardson to have somebody.
To have a nice blanket.
Yeah. Imagine if he had Brock Bowers this year. It would be so much better.
Yeah,
it would be so good.
Yeah. He would have that security blanket where you can always just dump it down to.
Yeah, so Red, I 100% agree with you. Safety, though, the kid that they got back there, Nick Cross, I kind of like. I know he's leaky, but he's a good tackler. Let's see here. Should I start the Colts? Should I do the Colts defense this week? Jay, I don't think so, bro. Colts defense against the Titans? Nah, Mason Rudolph's going to play better than Will Levis is.
Yeah, and Westbrook Akine is going to have a touchdown or two.
Yeah, I
because he always has a touchdown.
I wouldn't play the Colts defense.
Rudolph plays.
Okay. Okay. So he has Dicker the kicker. Obviously, Dicker the kicker playing against the Broncos this week.
Mm-hmm.
I could see. So, Jerry, what I really like is I like an offense that can get to the other team's 40-yard line. Dicker the kicker is on a team that does that.
Okay.
The Chargers can get to the 40-yard line of the Broncos consistently in
Yeah.
this game. I think it's a home game,
Mhm.
and they're fighting for a playoff spot.
So, Nick said Nick Cross is a strong safety.
He's strong, and they need a
so
free.
they need a free safety. Okay,
Okay.
so I don't really know much about
Oh, so he wants
defensive
Warren.
players.
He wants Warren from Penn
Warren.
State, dude.
You want Warren from Penn State? Oh, dude, he's the best tight end in the country.
Yeah, I like him for you as well, dude.
So-
He wouldn't even have to change his color schemes. He would just move right over to the Colts
Right.
and still be blue and white.
So
I like that a
I
lot,
would, I
Red.
would like that pick. That's
Yeah.
a good pick.
Red, way to call that one out. I like it a lot. I'm not sure who Starks is.
I'm not sure who Starks
He's
is
on
either.
Iowa. I'm just going to assume he plays for Iowa.
They plays free safety for
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah. No.
I wouldn't actually necessarily like
Tight
that.
end.
Oh, there's
Tight
still
end
talking
University
tight end.
is Iowa. Kittle.
No.
And Noah Fant in them. Let's see here. He says, "Damn, I didn't know that Rudolph was playing." Yeah, that's why Rudolph is the better quarterback. And LG Jordan says nothing really hurt me.
Not when he says Rudolph is a better quarterback. It's not
Not
by
by much,
Not
no.
by much.
No.
I think playing the Colts defense would still be okay though. I
There's
really
better
do,
options.
man. There might be one other better option, but like it's Titans.
Yeah.
They suck too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. Like go ahead, roll with the Colts defense.
If you want to.
you can be mad at me next week. when
There
I'm-
you go.
when
Yeah,
I'm
be
wrong.
mad at him. LG Jordan says nothing really hurt me. He just had Goff, Connor, St. Brown, and Scary Terry. Yeah, dude, I feel that. I feel that, LG. It's nothing that you did wrong. It's just the other team just did a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Red, so that's the safety. Starks is the safety for Georgia. Okay.
Okay.
And then get Downs next year for. Okay, yeah, I see where you're going with this. Downs is the guy for Ohio State. He's the safety for Ohio State, I believe.
Okay.
He's really good. Warren is great. I would love that for your pick for this year. Jay says, what are your thoughts about Travis Hunter winning the Heisman? I'll tell you this, man. That's a good question, and I'm really glad you brought it to the table. Oh, he's Josh Downs' brother. Didn't know that.
Oh, sick. That'd be cool.
That's cool, Red. My thoughts on it are this. If you look at the guys who were all on that board for it, is he the most athletic? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Travis Hunter is the most athletic. Did he play football the most out of everybody? Yes, he did. Now, here's the actual thing. Is he the best statistical player on either side of the football at any given stat for wide receiver or cornerback? No. So I really do think that if we're looking, Genty should have probably won, in my opinion. I understand why Travis Hunter won, but Travis Hunter was not my pick. I would have taken Genty just because, dude, 200 yards basically a game. If you take Genty off of the Boise State probably wins 5 games. He was the reason why they won football games. If you take Travis Hunter off of Colorado, maybe the same could be said, but I don't think in the same effect.
So, I just want to put out Ashton Genty's stats for this year. Just rushing stats. 344 carries, 2,497 yards, 29 touchdowns, average 7.3 yards a carry.
That's nuts, guys.
So that was Genty. And now I'm going to look up Reggie Bush's number from when he won the Heisman.
SOG, he should have or shouldn't have won. What do you think, SOG? Red question, what is the number one thing the Steelers should prioritize in draft? Dude, if you were asking me, it would have to be offensive players. I think that our defense is pretty well off. I think that we've covered a lot of holes. We've seen that Beanie Bishop, an undrafted free agent, has filled our nickelback position really well, which is something that the Steelers were really looking to fill. You think he should have won? Okay, SOG. Yeah, you're riding with me. I got you, brother. But Red, I think that honestly it has to come down to wide receiver, which the Steelers are very good at drafting. And then I think another thing that we really need to take a look at is we're going to have to replace Najee Harris. I don't think that the Steelers bring him back. I think it's just Jalen Warren next year. So we're going to need to get another running back. I don't think that's a first-round look. I think it's a second-round look. Now, you tell me that Ashton Genty's available when the Steelers get up the draft. I'm going to be screaming,
They
take
better
him, take him, take him, take him.
this guy. Okay, Reggie Bush
Yeah.
won the Heisman in 2005,
Mm-hmm.
right? He had 200 carries,
Okay.
1,740 yards, 16 touchdowns.
Less games, right? Aren't there less games then?
No,
Okay. I imagine.
same amount of games.
So I will say, Ashton Genty, obviously more impressive in his running stats, but wasn't Bush used more in the pass game? I don't know. Wasn't he a pass guy?
I mean,
Like screen. I just remember Reggie Bush screen
that
plays.
year he only had 37 catches, 478 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
We see
Okay.
it
So
in-
not kind of minute.
So I'm just going off the numbers here of a previous Heisman winner at running back. Genty absolutely destroyed those numbers.
Yeah, he did.
He destroyed those numbers.
He did.
I get it. Travis Hunter can play both sides of the ball, but like, so did Deion Sanders back then,
Mm-hmm.
and so did didn't Woodson, Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson did play a little bit
He
of both
kinda
sides.
played
of the
both
football,
ways.
But,
So, but like, and it wasn't like Travis Hunter.
Ooh.
Travis Hunter wasn't the best wide receiver in the country. He wasn't the best cornerback in the country.
Mhm.
He's a very, very, very talented player.
Just not the best.
But
at
was he
anything.
the best player in college football?
No.
No, I don't think so at all. It was Ashton Genty, in my opinion.
For sure. LG, I would say if you were looking at these players, which one you would play in flex, I think your best flex player is probably Irving. Your second best flex player is A.J. Brown. Jones would be the bottom tier guy for me for your flex position. I would either want Irving or A.J. Brown. Given the fact that A.J. Brown plays the Commanders, who have a subpar secondary, I think that gives them a little bit of a lead in full PPR for you. But Bucky Irving, injured and still having 100 yards, that's really freaking good. So that's why I'm putting him top tier for that flex position for you. Red, I've seen other Colts fans say trade Taylor away and go and draft Genty. Now, do you need
Didn't
to
they
do
just
that?
pay
though?
him though?
They did just pay him. They did just pay him. What I would say, Red, is that's viable, but like, why fix something that doesn't need fixed? I think Jonathan Taylor is not the problem.
He's one of the best running backs in the league right now.
I would say no. I think that Pittman's regressing a little bit, in my opinion. I don't think he's as big of a star as they needed him to be. I like Josh Downs. A.D. Mitchell is being more involved in the last couple of weeks.
I like Alex Pierce as a third wide receiver too.
Yeah, Alex Pierce isn't bad as well. He's a good complementary
nice deep
wide
threat.
receiver. That tight end obviously needs to be filled. You know what else, though? I just forgot about this, and I wanted to mention it to get Red's reaction. A.D. Mitchell, they did an end-around play where they threw him the ball. He was supposed to throw the ball back to Anthony Richardson. Clearly seeing that Anthony Richardson wasn't going to be able to get this ball, threw it anyways, and it was intercepted and ran back for a touchdown by the Broncos.
Nice.
A.D. Mitchell, man, so disappointing. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
it. He's just disappointing. Like, Red, what you
really-
could have been in there, Red. I've never seen you in person, and I know that you wouldn't have made that throw.
He was really good at Texas though. A.D. Mitchell.
Yeah,
he was
well,
really,
you
he
can't-
was really good at Texas.
You got to be good in the NFL. Yeah,
but
dude.
yeah, no, he's not so good in the NFL.
Jay, Purdy sold my week too, cuz sold me out. LG Jordan, okay, bet my running backs are going to be Kamara and Gibbs, wide receivers Puka and CD. This team is so much better. Yes,
Oh, yeah, for
that's
sure,
good,
dude, for
and,
sure.
And LG, you got a
LG
backup
Jordan.
plan too for Kamara too, so you're good. SOG says, Purdy, help me. You know what, SOG? We've been friends all podcasts, and I tell you what, you and me might be fighting now, brother. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Mitchell should have just ran with it. Yeah, absolutely, Red. 5'10", 145. I don't know, dude. You wouldn't have thrown the ball backwards to a defensive player, though. You could have just taken the hit. You could be like Paul. He's like $120.
Except he's not 5'10".
No. Oh, yeah, Paul, you're a good 5'8", brother. He's not happy with that response. But that's whatever. Anyways, guys, let us know if you have any other questions, anything you guys want to talk about fantasy football wise, any sport wise. We'll talk about it. We'll probably only stay live for a little bit longer here. It is getting late in the evening, and
Time is it?
it's almost 40 after 8.
Yeah,
So
8:36.
yeah, we're just hanging out.
Just chilling.
Is Irving the best player ever? Do you mean which?
What?
In what right?
Yeah,
In what right? Red. I don't think that he necessarily is. Is he the best?
Bucky Irving.
Is Bucky Irving the best free agent pickup this season? Yes.
Oh yeah, he's been one of the better free agent pickups.
Aaron, UFC fight was nasty. I'm glad he lost because he's like, you know who. Well, yeah, I know what you mean by that, Aaron. I just don't think that he was even prepared for that fight. I will give it to him that he tried to stay in it. The doctors made Colby Covington end the fight. They came
I'm
over.
happy he lost because he's washed in garbage now.
Yeah, he is old and garbage.
Fighting wise, like I don't care about his politics.
Yeah, I don't really. I will stay in that. I don't really care what his political views are, but he does have a mouth, and he deserved to get knocked up. Knocked out.
No,
Yeah.
he talks so much trash and then never backs it up.
Yeah, Red.
His last 5 fights, he just hasn't really backed it up.
And I'll tell you what, the last fight before this fight, he didn't do as much shit talking because he kind of knew he was going to get up.
It's like
I agree though. I'm not happy that he won. Is Bucky Irving the best ever? Is what Red was leading to. I think he is the best free agency ad from week 1 who wasn't most likely drafted in your league. I think he's the best. Last year's would have been Kyron Williams.
last year was definitely Kyron Williams.
So I'll give Bucky this year for sure. We plan on doing a draft podcast in the offseason? Yeah, SOG, we plan on doing a draft podcast. We'll probably do podcasts just hanging out with you guys, talking about all kinds of random sports whenever the NFL season ends.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be doing March Madness
We're going to
coverage.
slow down. We're not going to do Saturday shows.
Yeah, we'll
after the season.
probably do once a week, and then what I'll do is I'll jump in just randomly and just have chit chat, live reaction talks with you guys after major sporting events. But we'll still have a weekly show, and like I said, we'll do March Madness, we'll do the draft, we'll cover all the transactions because NFL, as soon as that free agency opens, it's going to be crazy where everybody goes. And we still have Super Bowl and all of the playoffs to cover, so we'll be with you guys through the entirety of that. We'll have a lot to cover
Football
with you guys.
season is 365 days a year.
Yes. Yes, it is. Red wants to know, do we think that the Colts should move on from Richardson? I don't. I
don't think they should move on from Richardson. They need to get him some help.
They need to get him some help. I think offensive line help, like you said, Red, I think that they should add a tight end. I think that would be major to them. Yeah. And then defensively, you've got linebackers, you've got a good defensive line front, but I don't love secondary play. Kind of like you mentioned with the free safety. It's just no names. There isn't anything that scares
Your
defense.
linebackers are solid. I love Franklin and EJ Speed.
Yeah. When you play a team, you always want to have at least one cornerback that makes the quarterback say, hey, I'm not throwing this way.
Yeah.
And with the Colts, it just doesn't seem that they have that firepower. They have the ability to say, hey, don't throw it through the middle because of their linebackers, like you mentioned. But to the outside, they get eaten up. You don't like them. You think they're bad in coverage? I don't know.
I mean,
I kind of like Franklin.
Franklin's a tackling machine.
Yeah.
So is EJ Speed. I think they're good linebackers.
And well, he could have maybe a small point is they allow the catches, which is why they're such good tacklers. I get that. Maybe adding somebody
because when I'm just going off of their stats. I don't think I haven't really watched them play other than when the Steelers played the Colts. So
EJ Speed had a great game that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because
I had both of them. I had both of them in Super League.
Red says they're tackling machines because they can't get off the damn field. No, I can agree with that. Red,
the Colts better than us, so
I think the Colts would do great with adding a Steeler who's going to become a free agent this offseason who hasn't played this year. Cole Holcomb would be a great ad for them. Red, Cole Holcomb, great coverage guy. He Steeler. Played great for the Steelers, played great for the Commanders beforehand, got injured as a Steeler, hasn't played this year. We really don't need
bad injury.
Yeah, we really don't need him anymore. I could see him being good. You think they're going to sign Darius Leonard again? Are they actually signing him, or are you saying they should sign him? Because I think Darius Leonard, I think his career is over.
I think he's like we're signing Darius Leonard again. Like here we go again. Like
yeah. Yeah, he was for his time though. He was really good. Rach, what's up? I know you crushed us, dude. I mean, we didn't have most of our team, but
Steelers haven't won in Philly since 1965.
yeah. Rach, catch us in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, all right?
Well,
I mean,
the Super Bowl would be the only time we play them again.
yeah, not in Philly.
But it wouldn't be in Philly.
Fix that
So-
nerve damage. Red says we're going to give super serum to Leonard to fix his nerve damage, bring him back in. Yeah, dude, if you got any of that, let me get some too because I need some. Rach says, yeah, for sure. Rach, I think that you have a better chance of going to the Super Bowl than we do at this exact point in time.
Oh, yeah.
She's here to
I
gloat, is what producer Paul says, and she should because this would be a good time to
It's
do
her
it.
right. They won the game.
And yes, SOG, I did see the clock fiasco. So what happened, in case you didn't see this, Ben, is so they were lining up, and the game clock just stopped ticking.
Oh, yeah, for the
Saints Commanders game.
They stopped
They
the
stopped
game
the clock to let it, like college. They do this in college, SOG, is they
when
wait,
they get a first down.
Yeah, when they get a first down, they wait and reset the line. It seems like whoever was in charge of the clock thought that was the rule for the NFL too, apparently, or something. But that is definitely janky as hell.
Yeah.
That is definitely janky as hell. That's a
Yep.
Philly word there for Rach. Yeah, that's janky. Yeah, she says she agrees as well. Let's see here. Red, 4-time All-Pro. I miss Leonard. Yeah, dude, you need another Leonard player.
He was great.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, John. Yeah, I know John's the
It's
word,
John.
Rach. Everything's a John. That's a John. He's a
lived-
John. I'm
I
going
lived
to
in the
John.
Philly area for about a year.
I lived with 5 guys from Philly.
Well, I was there.
I could never tell what they were talking
Well, not
about.
there. I lived like where is East Norton?
She's from Rach, you told me you're from Lehigh, I think. She's from Lehigh Valley area, which is just outside of Philly.
Yeah, no, like I was in a suburb outside of Philly.
Allentown. Okay.
Allentown? Okay. So yeah, I know where Allentown's at.
Yeah.
That's
I have a couple of my roommates were from the Allentown area.
Yeah,
They were something
where
else.
yeah, I lived with a family I knew that like my family has known forever.
Oh, okay.
And they were in I want to say East Norton.
Did
Norton?
Philly
Northington? I don't know. That was by like Conshohocken.
Did Philly take over the first seed, or is it still the Lions right now? That was something that
That's a
Red
good
had
question.
asked, and I don't
There, I got
know. And for some reason, Google says that because we're live, it's not going to let me Google stuff.
I got it.
Okay. She says, no, we're not. We're second. She says, hey, no, hey. Well. We got some bad areas of Pittsburgh still. Yes, SOG says it's the Lions still, and it probably should be the Lions still. Poppy, what's up, girl? How you doing tonight? Yeah, guys, let us know if you have anything else you want to talk about fantasy football-wise. We've been we're kind of hating on the Steelers this week.
It's the Lions because they have the tiebreaker based on best win percentage in conference games.
Yeah, that makes sense. It won't be long, Rach says, before they take the number 1 seed, and Red adds to that the Lions are so banged up. And you are right, Red.
Yeah,
there is not a
defensively-
team that has as many injuries as they do.
Especially defensively.
Dude, the whole
They don't-
team's
the-
out.
But is like Hutchinson was gone in like week 4.
Rodriguez is
is gone.
Carlton Davis is gone.
Anzalone is gone.
Anzalone. Yeah, they're
Like, it's
missing
just-
a lot.
Yeah, and now Monty on the offensive side is gone.
Oh, Poppy. We hit you. You must have gotten popped out of the live. We want you to play Kraft over Ferguson.
Yes,
Poppy.
play Kraft over Ferguson.
100%. 100% in that one. Yeah, Hutchison from last year.
Yeah,
Paul. Yeah. He's a major factor too. Why?
Definitely
outs.
said that.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
they would be undefeated right now.
Yeah, they went and traded for Zadarius Smith, who's been all right for them as a fill-in, but he is not, Mr.
I
Major.
never thought he was that good.
Red says, imagine their first-round exits this year. I don't think so, man. The only team that I could see taking the Lions out if they were knocked into the first round and had to play would be the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are the killer of the playoffs. I think
right,
they'll be the
say-
team that does something.
If they were in second right now, they
Poppy,
would be
thank you for the
playing.
gift.
If the Lions were in the second seed, they would play Washington.
They would play Washington. I think that they would beat Washington. I don't think they could beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, I think, are
Well, the
team.
Buccaneers are going to win their division,
Yeah.
so they're going to finish third.
Third?
Yeah.
Third or fourth?
Third or fourth.
Yeah, okay.
Because the Rams are at fourth. They're on top of their division now.
Mm-hmm. The Rams
So-
are in it now after starting the season
People
like 1-5.
nationally, people were talking about the Rams. They're like, hey, they're healthy.
They have all the pieces.
They have all the pieces back. Like, so I mean,
Elliot, I don't think that Penix hurts or helps Bijan. I think that realistically, no matter what, Bijan is still going to get 22 carries a game and probably get 100 yards. They're playing.
yeah,
they're playing the
that's-
Giants too, so I really don't think you have to worry about Bijan. I do think that Penix affects the wide receivers. I don't think that he affects Bijan.
yeah, no,
necessarily.
Bijan's going to be doing Bijan things.
And
So-
yet, Red, I agree. They are scary. I think that the Buccaneers are a scary team because of how good their offense is. Baker Mayfield is a good football player. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
He's a good football player.
The Browns effed up.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Elliot wants to know Garendo versus Miami or Mixon versus KC. That's a pretty. I'm gonna tell you this. Miami shut down Mixon last week, so I don't think that Garendo has an immaculate game against Miami. So I'm going to take Mixon against KC, even though this is a battle of two running backs that you've noted here, Elliot, who are both playing good run defenses. I'm just going to take Mixon over Garendo. I have to. It's the better option.
Yeah, Mixon's the better option.
Red, it's leaning like Penix is probably going to start, man. I can't tell you that 100% because they haven't announced it yet, but the way that it looks like Penix is probably going to play. And I'll tell you this, if they get knocked out of the playoffs officially, completely, the Atlanta Falcons, Penix will play the rest of the season. Elliot wants to know Pickens, Garendo, Tyreek, Cup, pick 2 for flex. I would say if you're picking 2, I'm going to go with Tyreek and Cup, man.
Yeah, regardless of health, it's Tyreek. and
Yeah,
Kupp.
it's Tyreek and Cup. SOG says, do you think the Bills are winning the Super Bowl this year? Allen should win the MVP. Do you agree? I do agree with the second portion of what you said. I think that Allen should win the MVP. I think that he is the most valuable player. That's the name of the award.
Yep.
He is the most valuable player. You put another quarterback in the Bills offense, they are not going to be that
Not
good.
That good.
Do I think the Bills win the Super Bowl, though? I don't. I don't think that they could win. I think that they're probably number 1 or 2 in the AFC for potential to win the Super Bowl. But I think that teams like the Lions could once again come out. I know they just lost to the Bills, but I think the Lions give them a run for their money. And I also think that the Eagles can give them a run for their money. Now, the Vikings maybe as well, but not as much as the Detroit Lions or the Eagles. Do you think, Ben? Do you think the Bills have the AFC in hand, kind of? They're the number 1 team? I don't. Them and the Chiefs, but Chiefs now might be without Patrick Mahomes at full health for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't.
So-
I mean, if it just seems like Buffalo is one of the biggest choke artists.
They are a choke artist.
Franchise.
Yeah, I
Like
give you that.
in the early '90s, they went to 4 straight Super Bowls
And didn't
man,
win any of
and
them.
Didn't win any of them.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't just go to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Jim Kelly, baby.
You know, Jim Kelly was a great quarterback.
Pickens plays versus
PA guy.
Ravens.
I
No.
forget where he's like from exactly, like what high school he went to.
Who?
Jim Kelly.
No, he went to like Quaker Valley or something like that. Something in downtown Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Elliot wants to know Pickens plays
Quaker Valley's
Ravens.
not in downtown Pittsburgh. It's up 65.
Yeah. They don't know that. They're not from Pittsburgh, so they don't know where Route
Whatever.
65 is.
It's still not downtown Pittsburgh.
All right. Well, it's closer
I
to Pittsburgh
agree.
than they know. Pickens plays Ravens and Reek plays the Niners. Still Reek? Yes, because Pickens won't play this week, Elliot. I'm almost positive that Pickens is not going to play. Does it hurt Kelsey a lot with Mahomes injured? No, I don't think so, because I think that when you have a backup quarterback, the tight end comes in and plays a lot of dump down catching for the backup quarterback. So I think you'll still be okay with Kelsey. Rex, what's up, dog? Do you think Henry will be good this week? He plays the Steelers on Saturday at home. Steelers shut him down pretty well last time.
Yep.
I would
I
put
mean,
him.
and regardless of the loss on Sunday, we still held Barkley to 65.
Yeah,
yards
we
and
held
19
Barkley down.
carries.
So I'm telling you, Rex, that he's not the best running back this week. I put him in maybe top 12. but not top 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's either we slow him down or he goes off.
Yeah, I
So-
think that even if we slow him down, Red, I think that he still gets a goal line touchdown. So I think that Henry's an okay play. Penix is officially starting. They announced. How
He's
about
officially
that?
starting. All
All
right.
right,
So-
cool, Elliot. Thanks for the update, man. For your quarterback choice there, you want to pick between Love and Nix. I would pick Love. He plays Monday night against the Saints. I think that's a better play than Nix on Thursday night against the Chargers at the Chargers.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would
Love
go with that.
always scares me though because he'll be like, in most of the games he's played, it's like he'll have like 90 yards, no touchdowns going into halftime,
And then it just turns
and
around.
then
Yep.
he'll end up with 225, 3
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Well, I'll tell you what. If as long as he ends the football game with at least 17 points in fantasy,
Oh, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
So I think that for your situation, Elliot, I would go with Love. Penix officially a starter. That's the biggest news that's happened since we've been live. Guys, let us know if you have any other questions, anything else you want to talk about fantasy football. Throw it in chat now. We'll gladly cover it for you. As you guys know, as you've been following us throughout the year started out with us not being able to answer all your questions because there was too many people in chat. And now we're at a nice level where we can have conversations with everybody. So that's always cool. Aaron says he was just named the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. Awesome. Aaron, let me know. Do you think that's a good thing or bad thing? Rex says, should I keep Bucky or will he have a downfall?
No,
keep Bucky.
keep Bucky.
Rex, keep Bucky. Keep running Bucky. I like
running
Bucky.
Bucky.
Go ahead and
yeah,
take
no.
Elliot's there.
So Elliot, Tyreek scares you because how the Niners locked up Cup. The Niners didn't really lock up Cup. In the first half, it was pouring down rain. Nobody was catching the football.
Right.
I wouldn't be worried about Cup at all, man.
Me neither, dude.
This was just a fluke game where like he didn't get anything going for him.
It hurt.
So it's just or her
hurt.
hurt.
It hurt me because I.
Oh,
played
it
him.
hurt you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, okay, okay,
Yeah, but I would say
no, Cup-
Tyreek's fine.
yeah.
I would say he's fine.
Cup's perfectly fine in your lineup. I would play him without hesitation.
Yeah. Aaron says that he's not an Atlanta fan, so he doesn't know necessarily how that's going to affect him. I think the dude it adds a little bit of one of the problems with the Falcons is that Kirk in the pocket, he can't get out of the pocket and do anything. He's getting sacked a lot. Penix has a little bit of legs
Penix can
to
move
him.
around.
He can move around, so I think it is a come up in that right. It at least allows the offense to look a little bit more fluent. Aaron, who are you a fan of, dog? Let us know who's your team. Rex says, would you play Amon Ra or Nico Collins this week, dude? I'm not benching Amon Ra for anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody, Rex. I'm not benching Amon Ra for a single other person in the NFL. Amon Ra is a set in stone player. I picked him over a bunch of people in the first round on purpose because I believe that. I would stick with Amon Ra the rest of the season. In your lineup, never take him out.
Yeah. I agree.
Other than that, though,
I mean, if you have both, play both.
yeah, if you Rex, who's the other guy that you're setting into your roster and debating whether to bench or sit? Because if it was me, I would want Nico and Amon Ra playing. Oh, my dude, Aaron. Hey, I will give you these props, Aaron. You are diligent because as a Bears fan and being willing to say that you're a Bears fan at this point in time after what you've been through the last couple of years, I am proud of you for still being a Bears fan and not
Right.
flaking.
Especially after the double doink.
Yeah, especially after the double. Yeah, Red, well, you must have popped out for a minute. That's what we've been talking about, Penix being the starter. We think that it's a little bit of a come up for the offense as a whole. Maybe not necessarily towards the wide receivers or the running back room, but is a come up because of the fact that Penix can move in the pocket, whereas Kirk, too old, couldn't move in the pocket anymore.
No, he's
Aaron,
a statue back there.
Aaron, let me ask you, do you think that, I asked Ben this earlier, do you think Caleb Williams will be on the team for the entirety of his contract, including his fifth-year option? Elliot says, Tyreek versus the Niners or Guerrero, Hall, or pick up Ford Miller? Elliot, you're trying too hard at this point in time, my buddy. I would just stick with Tyreek versus the Niners. You don't, Hall or Guerrero, sure. You just got a lot of options out there for what you're asking. I would just stick with Tyreek. Just stick with Tyreek against the 49ers. My second option would be Hall for you if you're trying to fill your flex spot. Aaron, no problem, dude. You don't think Anthony Richardson will either?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, I can see that. Now, here's a hot take. Do you think that who do you think the answer at quarterback will be for the Bears? Do you think it's somebody in the league, or do you think they're going to have to go through the draft once again, which obviously hasn't been their play the last couple picks? I mean, Justin Fields, I think that they more ruined him than he didn't progress.
Agreed.
And then Caleb Williams, we're kind of seeing the same exact thing happen again.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
If they can get him a coach,
Yeah.
if they can get a good coach there in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, that was a
but-
big factor for us. We talked about that during the show.
Yeah.
We both agreed if the Bears get a real coach in the building, everything changes. They need to take every book, kind of like the Mongols going into Europe in the history, and burn all the books, everything. Everything Bears culture needs to be burnt out of that building, and they need to start fresh in order for them to be great. Yeah, they need to focus on coaching. SOG says, I agree. We didn't answer Rex. He wants to know start two. DK, Jennings, Mooney, AJ Brown. I'm leaning AJ Brown for sure, and then Jennings would be my second. Mooney threw up a dud last night, and then Penix is the quarterback. I'm not sure what's going to happen. DK, backup quarterback. It looks like Geno Smith is injured, so I'm going with Jennings and AJ Brown. Rex.
I am also going Jennings and AJ Brown. I think Jennings is the Niners' best wide receiver right now.
Yeah, he is. Debo, we didn't talk about this at all in the podcast, but Debo's washed. He's as washed as it comes. He's washed.
Yep.
Aaron, I think so too. So he's agreeing with us on the real coach thing. I think he'll be fine, but who knows in the future?
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
You're right. Aaron, let me ask you this as a Bears fan. Who would you like to see as the next head coach? Where would you like to see them go? Would you like a offensive minded coach?
I think that would be the best thing.
I think it would be the best too. And I said this a couple weeks ago, and you were like, you're crazy. I think that the head coach that they should go for is the offensive coordinator of Washington Commanders, Cliff Kingsbury. I think Cliff Kingsbury would be a great coach for Caleb Williams.
No, our argument was whether he coached
Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the offensive
It wasn't
strategist.
That he should be the head coach. It was if they were there. At the
If
same
they
time.
were, yeah. I think
Technically, he wasn't a coach. He was just some type of advisor. or something.
Yeah. But I think that he would be. I think he would be a good option. That's who I would lean towards. Cliff Kingsbury, maybe the guy from the Detroit Lions, who's the offensive coordinator, Ben, whatever his name is. But I don't think that the Lions let that happen. Really, I don't think that they would let that happen.
Yeah.
Would you? Oh. Deion Sanders, I don't know. So here's my problem with that. I do think that it would be an okay ad. I don't think Deion would go to the Bears, and I don't think he would go to the Bears strictly because he wants to go where his son goes. I see Deion Sanders with the Raiders next year.
Maybe.
I think that both Sanders end up on the Raiders, the coach and the son. I think they end up on the Raiders. However, what would be the craziest thing to ever happen in the world would be, of course, that the Bears trade away Caleb Williams to the Raiders, they get their pick, and then they go and draft Deion's son. That would be nuts. That would be something that's plausible. Like that could happen.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, the Cardinals did it when they drafted Rosen and then Kyler Murray the next year.
Absolutely.
The difference is Rosen was complete
Trash.
dog shit.
Yeah. He was terrible.
Caleb Williams is actually talented and good.
Yeah, it will be one day at least.
Yeah.
Guys, it has hit 9:00 Eastern time here, which is usually our ending time. I do want to thank all of our listeners who were out here today and in our live chat. Aaron, you were great to talk to. SOG, Elliot.
Red, always a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Red, Rex Hillman. Thank you guys for always being in chat with us here. We'll see you here on the next one. Like I said, guys, join us Saturday. We're going to do a live watch show. Instead of doing the podcast like we normally do, we're going to watch football.
Watching football
with you guys. Put it on the screen at your
we'll
house.
We'll be
watch it
talking
with us.
fantasy stuff going on because we got our own matchups in our semifinal round.
Yeah,
we're both in semifinals.
We're going to be a good time on Saturday. If you want to see the most entertaining you've ever seen us, it's going to be Saturday during a watch show because when we're watching football, were ridiculous.
I don't know how many players I have playing Saturday.
I don't know yet either. Oh, Poppy, I didn't mention you either, girl. You're obviously up there
Poppy,
with
you're
us.
also the best.
Thank you so much for being our #1 gifter every single show. Poppy, during the live watch, if you want to pop in and join us and with a little bit of we can put her in so we can hear her or see her. If you want to do that, Poppy, send me a message. We'll gladly bring you in for the show. You've more than earned it. We're going to be doing the Steelers-Ravens game, Poppy. So we'll be live for that. We might be live. She says, yes, please. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah,
we'll do a practice round. We'll make sure we know how.
On.
Poppy, we'll bring you in Saturday. So, guys, we'll do this with all of you if you guys want to. You just shoot us a message. If you want to pop in during Q&A, you're more than welcome to come in and talk too. Rex, we want to get you your answer. Your answer is Jennings and A.J. Brown, Rex. Play Jennings, A.J. Brown. Rachel, come in and join us for our live show on Saturday. It's going to be a live watch party. Hop in with us. We're going to have a couple other of our followers do it too. And I know that you're a regular TikToker. So join us on that. We'll collab. I'll send you a message. Guys, have a great evening, a great week coming up. Good football on Thursday. We'll see you Saturday for our live show. Rach says yes. Awesome. Guys, see you then. Peace out. Have a great weekend or week. See ya.
Yep. See ya.